welcome to Sunday morning streams. So on Friday when Megan was here, everyone kept asking, what time are you streaming? What time are you streaming? And I said, I don't know. It depends if I get a special guest. Because, as you know, Megan and I were at the Forest City Comic Con, which is my local Comic Con here. And I had a ton of friends coming into town from all sorts of places. And Tracy was here from Toronto. And I said, are you going to leave tonight or in the morning? She goes, tomorrow. And I went, do you want to come stream? Yay! So this is Tracy.
Hi guys!
She's from Geek at Heart. So it's Geek, and I put the little thing in the schedule down below if you want to see how to spell it. So it's Geek, the @ symbol, and then the...
Less than 3.
Yeah, less than. That's the thing.
That's the word.
Less than, and then the number 3. So then she does reclaimed jewelry.
Yep.
She does forged jewelry,
Yep.
right?
And hand-cast bronze stuff as well.
Nice. But she's also an artist. So she actually does some prints, some really cool designs, things like that. Didn't prepare ahead of time. I totally didn't even call her and be like, hey, so you want to do this? I just kind of like spur the moment. So she doesn't have any of her casting, reclaimed jewelry, things like that. But if she loves you and she wants to come back, I may make her bring some of those things next time.
Okay.
So today I've got her on her computer. So she's going to be working on some of her designs, her drawings. You can see how she draws. You can see lots of things like that for her style.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions at all about what she's doing, let us know. I'm going to be doing 2 things today. So Tracy and Andre, who is also with us, hiding back there.
Hi.
Bought my amazing Robert Kaufman new Pokemon panel yesterday, and she says, can I get a matching pillow? And I don't want a zipper. Can I just like have a fold over? And I went, yes.
Yay.
Yes, we can do a fold over. It is fine. Yes. So I'm going to be making her a pillow first. After I make the pillow, I'm going to be working on my commission list. For my sister-in-law, she commissioned 3 quilts. I'm going to be working on one of those, which is this stack of stuff just off the side of the camera. You can't see it, but I'll pull it up whenever it comes out. So, yeah. Hi, welcome, Tracy.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so it's basically we're just going to be hanging out,
Yeah.
talking, especially because it's so early in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's why I have my tea.
Yeah, no, people may not pop in until maybe like an hour from now and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's our normal stuff. And then we also have Aurora, who came with them from Toronto back, way behind. Yeah, they can't see you on the camera at all because it's angled that way. But if you feel like coming on camera, you're more than welcome.
Maybe later.
Yeah, she's just hanging out over there and doing some canvas drawing and doing some regular drawing and some schoolwork and a bunch of other things. So she may or may not pop on. So yeah, so I'm gonna get to work. So before you get started on your stuff,
Yep.
your pillow.
I'm so excited.
You get 5 rows for the front of the pillow. Okay. So would you like the 5 rows on this side, or would you like the 5 rows on this side? Because that's how I have to cut it.
Yeah.
So look at the panel and decide what do you want. So
you want the one with Scyther, dear.
I want the one with Scyther.
That's what I thought. So 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. So you want
Exactly.
these 5 right here.
That's perfect.
Okay, that's your front.
Amazing.
Okay. So
Pretty easy choice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know, because you said the Scyther.
Scyther is my favorite.
It's funny
Pokemon.
because whenever I cut it from the bolt,
Yeah.
because it's all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
All the Pokemon. And so I went, oh, I don't know if it's going to get the Scyther in there. Oh, hey, look, the Scyther's there. So, yeah, so you never know with that.
I have
So,
the same problem when, if I make bows and things, right? Just how the fabric ends up being cut and folded is what turns up.
yeah, that's how Tracy got her start, is she initially did little hair bows.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and they're super cute. But, of course, as with any artist, you evolve and you change.
Yep.
Hey, USA Chan, how are you today? So, USA Chan, who just popped into chat and said hi,
Yeah.
found me from an ad I ran from Dragon Con.
Oh, awesome.
Never been on Twitch before, so
Yep.
just totally started watching on Twitch because I said I'd do it on my Facebook.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell you about quilt coins. Hey, Joy, that's Megan.
Oh,
Hey, Megan. So, Megan, hi, miss. Have you followed me yet? Because, I have to change that because it's no longer the corset scraps. It's the regular scraps. Because Megan is not here, so I'm not giving away corset scraps. We are fantastic. We are just Of course, day after con. Little tired,
Little tired.
but yeah. Follower count. Oh, wait, hold on. Don't do it yet. Let me do the... Let's see, properties. Let's see. Nope, I got that one. Nope, I've got that. Hey, Dayglow, how are you today? A morning with gaming and live sewing. Dayglow is Matt.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So Matt and Megan apparently watching us on their, as they are popped over in Hamilton, because Megan and Matt are back home again.
Oh. Hope you had a safe trip home.
Where is my black box? Oh, there it is. There we are, because I have to change this to... just scrap fabric giveaway.
Yeah.
Because, yes. Okay. Now, I think Megan is going to... Oh, yeah, there she goes with the follow. She started us off. So, we now have 1 follow. We get 4 more follows during this stream, and someone's getting a pound of scraps. Ooh. Now, and Megan has promised anytime she comes back to stream, we're giving away the corset scraps.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, do you want to see some of her scraps?
Yes, I would love to. Because I'm guessing...
Because I had them here because I'm making their wedding quilt, because they're getting married in May.
Oh, and of course it's
Aren't those
scraps.
cool?
Oh my god. The
So, Joy Drop loves her prints. Oh, did you see that? Joy Drop loves her prints.
Oh, thank you.
They picked up some prints from them.
Yay. Oh, that makes me so
Hi,
happy.
American Pie. Just so you know, you probably saw the chat. We do like to keep chat PG. So if you can just keep it a little bit PG, because I do a lot of teaching with kids and things, and I encourage them to come watch it. So thank you. Yeah, I think that's great. Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to get started on their pillow. And I have to keep looking around behind me because I don't have my chat back here.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yep, no. It's I'll save a bag of stuff. Working on home. Yay. Fantastic.
Oh, I'm so glad you like the prints. Well, I'm very stoked, actually. I'm working on Jon Snow right now. Someone yesterday said, hey, how come you have Daenerys and Tyrion and you don't have Jon Snow? I said, oh, well, that's a good point. So, I don't know if you recognize this fellow over here, this handsome young man. So I'm doing a quick sketch of him. It's what I have so far, basic outline, and then go in and fill in the details and that kind of stuff. Am I doing this right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, all you're just chatting, and it's, imagine that we are, because of course it's Tracy's first time live streaming this stuff. So it is, yeah, just we're chatting with us, and then imagine like you're talking to your friends through your text. Yeah. And then except instead of texting back, you're just talking on the camera. So, fantastic. Okay, so, what I'm doing with the pillow. So for their pillow, I don't have any zippers on me, so I'm doing a fold pillow, where it is actually folding over. It's a little bit easier, but it takes a little bit more fabric. So what I have done is I have my top, this is my front of my pillow. I took the rest of the fabric, and I cut it exactly in half. So what I'm going to do at this little half mark is I'm going to iron it and fold it over, and then sew it into place to make sure that I have the seam, so there's no exposed seams. I'm going to come over to the ironing board. You like how the kitty cat's sleeping? Yeah, that's what she does, like 95% of our streams.
Oh my god. She's such a ham.
Yeah. Fantastic, I've got that. And
Tracy,
here.
people look like people, and that's a skill I've never... Aww, thank you. I really appreciate it. He said, Tracy, your people look like people, and that's a skill I've never had. They are all stick people. Well, I actually started with stick people.
Nice.
I remember when I first started drawing, I had a stick figure version of myself that I used to draw all the time. She had a little ponytail and a little bow in her hair and a big goofy smile, and that's how I started, and now
Yeah.
I have people.
No, and everyone's got to start somewhere. So
That's
it's something I've
awesome.
been talking. If you notice, she's using an actual picture as a reference, and that's something I talk to Jordan about all the time. There is a difference in the Artist Alley sketches whenever you're purchasing things between tracers and artists. Artists do use source material where they can get inspiration from different things, but you notice how she has it next to it. She's not tracing over top of it. She's not copying the eye. She is taking it as an inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest difference. And I was telling Jordan that when you're first, especially when you're first learning how to draw, tracing's perfectly okay because you're learning how to do it. But eventually you need to be using it as an inspiration. And and of course she can't ever sell the tracing. She can't ever, if she has inspiration from another artwork, then she shouldn't be selling that. She, things like this. But the stuff that Tracy's doing, she's getting inspiration from real life things, which is completely different and perfectly acceptable.
Yay.
So you may notice in the chat, Tracy, a couple of things just popped up. Nightbot is my my little bot that I have that runs through and pops little things. There's a couple of things that it'll pop through. It'll pop the 5 new followers. If you get 5 followers, someone's going to get a pound of scraps. And if you're in Twitch, if you want to sub someone, you get half off a sub if it's the first time you're subbing them until the first week of October.
Oh, that's pretty
So
great.
so those are the 2 little things. And then I'll get one that'll say, welcome to Quiltoni, and it'll talk about quilt coins, which they are earning just by watching. And you can spend quilt coins on games. Like there's little games you can play with them or you can bet them. I will follow people on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram if they spend the quilt coins. We play Truth or Dare, PG, with the quilt coins. Or if they really want to save them, they can get a free pattern, or they can use them for $10 gift certificates towards my things.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
So
great.
yeah, so that's what, and so that all that will pop up, and I have commands. So if someone does an exclamation point and types special things in, little things will happen. So things may happen during the stream, it may not because it's an early morning stream.
Yeah.
You never know.
That is
So,
awesome.
Andre, I know you watch a lot of video game streams. You know how sometimes
Yes.
the video gamers will play with other gamers?
Yeah.
What we in the creative do is we raid. So at the end of my stream, if there is someone that I as a friend of mine or that I follow is on, I will then take all of the people watching me and we will go invade their channel and raid them, and they spam them and everything else, and then I host them. So you can then watch that person on my channel for a couple hours if you want. So it's a lot of fun.
Blast.
Yeah, so it may not happen because again it's Sunday morning. I don't think anyone's gonna come raid us, but just so you know. Oh yeah, so if you scroll up into chat, USA Chian did an exclamation point love.
Oh.
So Nightbot said, I love you.
Aww.
See, and then there's Megan looking at all of the commands so she can see what the ones that she wants to do. So with the pillow, I ironed the seam under. So now all I'm doing is I'm sewing it to hold that seam in place. I know, you totally want to watch to see how I make your pillow.
I'm so excited.
And that is fine. There we are, and then my scrap fabric. Alright, so you guys have seen me make pillows before. Normally I don't do pins. I don't use pins because there really is no point. But in this case, oh, I need to iron this. In this case, I do need to use pins because I want to make sure that it stays and it doesn't bunch up. So, I'm putting this down. And which one of these, which panel would you like facing outward? So the one's going to be on top of the other one. Which one do you like better?
I think I'll go with the one with Kangaskha.
This one? Yeah. So the one that she wants, I'm putting down first. Actually, you know what? I lied.
No, I don't get to choose.
No. I'm not going to use pins.
Huh.
I'm going to do it this way. Because in quilting, you really shouldn't have to use pins for just regular straight line sewing if there's no seams. So we're going to be streaming today until 1 o'clock. Now, of course, you know, if we get really close to the 5 new followers, we may go a little longer. Or if Tracy's really into something and she doesn't want to leave, you know, then we may stay a little longer. Alright. Okay, I've got that side. And then now, let me do this side. Yeah, see what I mean? How simple and easy this is for the fold pillows. But it is a lot simpler than the zipper, but it does take extra fabric.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I am not going to let me iron this just to make sure. Do you normally add a button to keep it shut? Nope. I do not need to add a button to keep these shut because I made the back, the fold over part, very long. So the pillow itself will keep it closed from the pressure. But you can still open it up and take it out.
It's kind of looking like an eye. It's kind of nice.
Oh yeah. So what program are you using? Just Photoshop?
Yeah, I use Photoshop, and I'm very particular about my brushes. Oh, there's a shout out. There you go. With the creation of this pillowcase, let's shout a happy birthday to Nintendo, who's turning 128 today.
Nice.
That's interesting. There you go.
I didn't know Nintendo. Today was Nintendo's birthday.
Happy birthday, Nintendo.
Hey, Hannah, how are you today? No, I didn't even see Hannah said hey above.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Hi, Hannah.
So, Hannah, this is Tracy.
Hi.
She is one of my convention friends.
Yay.
She does all sorts of lovely things, but today she is drawing for us.
Oh, yeah, I was just talking about the drawing process. I've been doing traditional style drawing for a really long time, and I'm used to using pencils and charcoal, and I really like that aesthetic. I like things that are sketchy, that are very loose, and I wanted to find a way to try and do that on Photoshop. So all the brushes that I use, if you notice, these are all going to be natural style brushes. So this right here is my pencil brush, and it really does appear to look like charcoal from far away. So if you look at that, that looks a lot more like a hand-drawn drawing than like a Photoshop drawing. And I really wanted to keep my loose, sketchy aesthetic. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like our energy.
No, I'm never going to have boring people as guests.
Yay!
Ever. Because, I mean, and you guys can all chime in if you want, but, so we have other people back hiding behind. In order to be my friend, don't you have to have a certain amount of energy to to deal with me?
Yeah,
for sure.
I can't imagine boring people
wanting to be friends with me
surviving in your orbit.
because I have so much energy. I tend to alienate people that are very quiet, and yeah, either that or I pull it out of them and I force them to have energy and be outgoing, kind of like my friend Lindsay. My friend Lindsay is a very shy, reserved person. Yeah, she's never that way around me, ever. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
My friend Lindsay in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay, let's do this side now. And yes, I'm completely closing my pillow. I'm sewing it all the way around so it looks like I have no way of getting out of this. But I do. So all day yesterday, Megan kept telling me how much she loved you guys on Friday and how much fun she had. And she's already planning for when I'm back in town in 6 weeks so she can come back again. She's like, I'll look at the bus schedule and I'll see if I can do this and bring this and do... So she had fun. So thanks, guys. Where is... All right. It's done. Just like that. I told you these are easier. All right, so completely done. So now, flipping it inside out. Now, when I flip it inside out, I'm making sure these corners are all going to get popped out. Here is the trick. Getting this corner right here. I've got to get up in here and get my fingers in there. Oops. No, you're fine. There we go. I've got that one.
I just realized my tea's over here still. Oh, that is awesome.
Pillowcase.
Yay.
Now, you see here, and I'm going to block Tracy's face. You see here, here is the fold. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this, and I'm going to open this, and shove the pillow in. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. I really should do this for a class at the Family Center.
Yeah.
Because I've got, I've been teaching classes at the See, I told you. She says, nope, I'm done with you now.
Yeah, she's finished.
I teach classes at the Family Center, and I've been teaching the throw pillows with the zippers.
Yeah.
So maybe I should teach a class with the fold over.
It's a really good beginner project, I found. The first pillow I ever made for myself was definitely a fold-over pillow.
Yeah.
And it teaches you, you know, how to make a proper seam, how to sew in a straight line, all the basics.
Yeah. And it is faster and easier. Maybe I should do that for... There we go. All right. Now the trick is getting the underneath in there. And then getting it fluffed out all the way.
Amazing!
There's your pillow, ma'am.
Ah, I love it. That is awesome. Ah, and look, it's right there.
Yep, Scyther's her favorite. Well, yep. So yeah, it's yeah. Throw it on Dre. See what he says.
I missed.
Yeah, there's nothing over there that's breakable. Don't worry about it. As
Excellent.
long as you don't hit the camera with it.
Yeah, that
What
would
do you
be
think?
bad.
Looks awesome.
Yay! Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we
and I have a
definitely got
throw
the
pillow
best
now.
Okay, so you don't have any of my pillows, right?
I don't
Right.
think so.
Okay, so care.
Mhm.
Cold water only.
Mhm.
Air dry. Take the pillow out before you wash it, please.
Yeah.
Okay, you would be surprised. Seriously, I will. I'll sell pillows, and then I will have people, and because I say, oh, here's how you take care of it, cold water, da da da, and they say, oh, and then a few months later, I get a message saying, my pillow really smells for some reason.
Oh, God.
Like, when you washed it, did you take the pillow out? You know that's why they have zippers, and that's why you have the ability to take the pillow out, right? Yeah. Sure, Hannah. What have you been wanting to ask me? While you're typing that, I'm going to start the next one. So I actually just sat down and made this pattern and all of my design choices and everything this morning. So I'm like, hey, he's not going to work on this today. Let me get this done. So this is going to be a quilt for my sister-in-law that she has commissioned me for Christmas. So that's going to be this fabric. And I pulled the colors out of here. So I pulled the gray, I pulled the red, and I pulled the green. So I'm going to be doing a 4-patch alternating with a patch of this, of the red and gray, and then I have a green border to go around it. So let me get started. Let's make sure that is nice and centered so you can see everything. Great. And let me get this ironed.
What is the Wi-Fi network?
One of them.
Do you remember what it is? To tell her the password?
I remember the first word and the number at the end. I don't
The
remember.
first word and then desk.
That's right.
And then the number.
Okay.
And there are 3 different networks. It does not make a difference which one you want to go on. And they're all the same password.
Yay, connected.
Yay!
I like how we all celebrated that.
Yay! Connection!
It's a
Internet!
momentous event.
Okay.
It really is.
Did you guys use the public Wi-Fi at the convention center yesterday?
No, was it really bad?
It was fine. It was great, actually. The problem being, the moment that your device went to sleep, it disconnected, and you had to reconnect and accept the agreement every time.
Oh, that would
I
be
just
bad.
used data.
Yeah, no, it's...
And that's particularly hard for square readers and things.
Yep. So, because I was doing it for my iPad, now, whenever I was taking credit cards, I would do it on my, I would do it on my phone with my data.
Yeah.
When you're laying out the squares for a quilt, how do you like it? Do you draw on the pattern to see which direction you're going to lay out? No, you know what? That is a fantastic question. In fact, I'm going to show you that today. How appropriate is that question? So yeah, I'm going to get to that point probably in about an hour and a half, and I'll show you exactly how I make my design choices and what I do when you're laying the squares out.
I'll try not to get...
For this one, if you look at this, I took my thing. So I said, okay, how big do I want this quilt? And I said, I want it 36 inches by 42 inches. You know what divides evenly into that? 6 inches. So my blocks are going to be 6 inches. So I want 6 inches of the bunny fabric. And I was originally going to alternate the other one with a solid green and solid gray and solid red. And I went, that's too boring. I'm going to make a 4-patch. Let's make it more interesting. So I need 21 blocks of the 4-patch and 21 blocks of the bunny. And so this is basically how I laid it out, which is alternating blocks. So I said it's going to be every other block kind of thing. Now, whenever I get to assembling it, I'll look at the 4 patches and see which way I want them to go and how I like it to look. And I'll show you the design choices there. I got the measurement part. I just struggle. Yeah, no. That is not a problem. The biggest, I think they ship overseas too. I use a design wall when I'm doing Bargello quilts and quilts that I really need to look at it and pick which way I want my blocks. It looks like this. This is a design wall, okay? It is portable. It is a piece of flannel fabric on a structure support. So this is just flannel, that's it. So you can make your own design wall. So go buy a big piece of white flannel and pin it to your wall or tape it to a flat area, and your fabric will stick to that flannel. So then you can actually put your blocks up and see how it's going to look before you sew it all together. All right, now I'm going to be using my favorite roller in the entire world, and I don't know if Tracy noticed, I was selling these yesterday at the convention.
I did notice.
So you actually can see, and I am going to turn this so you can see the screen, so you can see the overhead shot of how this works.
Amazing.
So with most fabrics, Tracy, if you're using a rotary cutter and straight edge, you do stuff like this, where it's all the way out here, you need to do this, and then you move it down.
Yeah.
This lays right on there, right on top of the whole thing. And I line up this top white line with my fold, and I line up the side, so this is straight, and you see how I've got it on the whole thing? So there's a 0 right here.
Yep.
So I'm going to cut the 0.
In order to make the edge straight.
And that is my salvage straightener. So on the very end, so I don't normally, you have it all the way over here, and you do that. So I said 6-inch blocks, right? So I need to cut them 6.5 inches for seam allowance. So I'm just going to go right here at the 6.5. Now I said I need 4 strips, 6.5, 13, and 19.5. And with one lay down, I have 3 strips already done. So let me do my 4th strip. Now, because I already have it here, I'm going to line it up along the white at the top, and then I'm aligning the left with the 0. And then I can just cut 6.5. And that's it. Just like that. This is scrap. I have those done. And that's it. Isn't that roller cool? Alright, so I also need to cut 4 3.5-inch strips from the green and from the red. And then I will go iron and finish cutting the blocks for here. And then I'll sew these together. Oh, I apologize. Look at that. This is my border fabric. Stay over there. Don't get in my way again. Yes, I talked to my fabric. Okay, red. There. So I said I needed 4 3.5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And as everyone remembers, when I was doing the Japanese wood spirit, I had leftover gray. So let's cut what I can from that. And then I will start cutting the bolts. 1, 2, and scrap fabric for you guys. That's what this big huge white thing is. This is all my scrap fabric.
Nice.
So I literally go in and just grab a handful, measure it, and mail it out.
Nice.
So you're working on his eyebrows now?
I am. They are very big eyebrows.
They're manly, bushy eyebrows.
Manly, bushy eyebrows. I love it. He's a very handsome young man. I'm trying to... See, the problem with drawing someone is that a lot of who they are is in their eyes. So if you get their eyes a little bit wrong, it's not going to look like them. So I'm trying to make sure that I, you know, keep it accurate.
So it's like whenever you look at the tattoo fails of the people that tattoo faces,
it's always in their eyes.
Yeah.
It's always going to be in the eyes.
And sometimes children look like devils.
Yeah. Well, that's because they are. No, I'm kidding. I actually like kids.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, you teach.
Yeah. I enjoy being around children. I just tease.
No, we joke. I joke about Jordan all the time. Okay, if you notice, I have to keep looking really close because I did something to my left eye to where it's not focusing today.
Oh,
I don't know what it is. It was in the middle of when I was sleeping last night.
Oh.
I don't know if whenever I took my contacts out yesterday, if I took them out wrong, or if something happened while I was sleeping, like I kind of like jammed my eye with my hand or something, because you know that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, I need 2 more of those. Okay, 3.5 and 7. Okay, that's going over there. are. These can get sewn together. And this can go back. Yeah, this is always the trick. Trying to get around and not step on Alfred. And not knock this camera. There we go. Got it. Alright, let's iron these, and I will cut these into my 6.5-inch squares, and then I'm done, halfway done. The other half takes a little longer. So if those of you that sew, if you have never done a 4-block, I'm going to teach you how to do them. They're a lot of fun.
I've never done a 4-block.
Super easy to do. It's an easy way to get patterns in your quilts. And they're really, really, really easy.
You're going to keep distracting me from drawing.
Yes, I know I am. It's funny because for crafters, we move faster whenever we have big groups of people and we talk and we do things.
Yep.
Because we don't take breaks.
Yep.
So it's easier. But for artists, you have to have concentration.
Yeah.
So you actually may work slower.
Which is pretty funny because I do both crafting and drawing, and I find the same thing. While I'm crafting, I work a lot better when there's noise, when there's commotion, and people.
I'm totally the same way. I get it.
Yep. It's funny because on yesterday, that's all Megan kept saying is, I got so much done. Like, if I would have had the same amount of time at home, I would not have gotten even half of that done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she almost got to the point where she was ready to start assembling the corsets, and she made 3.
There's a lot of pressure when people are watching. You want to do well for them.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm doing 6.5-inch. So, 6.5, 13, 19.5. I keep throwing things at my trash can, and it's not quite within reach. And just like what I do with my regular quilting, I'm cutting 4 layers at a time. So I keep it folded in half. I lay it straight. I put the other one on top. Lay it straight. Line it up and cut. And then I'm actually cutting 4 blocks at a time. 6.5, 13, 19.5. And my bunny blocks are done. Alright, now for the other blocks. So all I'm going to be doing is, they just conquered a potential spider infestation.
Oh.
Is that like the one that you had at your one house? So we were telling horrible stories Friday night. So we went out to Wortley Village with Megan, Matt, Danny, and Angela. And for some reason, we are telling these horrible stories of all of these things. And Megan told us a story of a time that she woke up in the middle of the night and it looked like the ceiling was moving. And she's like, what's going on? Apparently, a spider sac had hatched in the light fixture, and there were hundreds of little baby spiders. They were all crawling along the ceiling.
Oh God!
And she went, ah! And then killed a whole bunch, killed a couple hundred, but then refused to go into the room, and then called someone the next day. Yeah, that's horrible.
I would run away and go stay at someone else's house.
No, yeah, I think I would burn the house down.
Yep.
And
never return.
No.
I'd never go back.
No, that's horrible. And then we were talking about these, because Matt has a phobia of spiders. So we were talking about oh no, it was actually on the stream on Friday.
Yeah.
If it was on the stream on Friday, we were talking about it. That's right. Because I was almost spiders laid eggs and some flowers in the balcony. All the plants were covered in newly hatched.
No.
Why did these things happen to you, Megan? Oh, seriously. No, because then Matt and I we saved the herbs and tomatoes and strawberries. Okay, good. Good. They have a fresh herb garden that they cook with. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love like little fresh pasta sauce with fresh herbs.
Oh, because I hate them so much.
Yeah.
I was talking to Matt about, because he was saying he was in Australia for a little bit. And you know they have those horrible monster spiders?
Oh God.
Have you seen those? Like, it's like as big as your head.
Oh my God.
If you haven't seen it, you need to Google the video of the people that were trapped in the house by the spider. Because there's this huge spider that was on their door and they refused to go near it and it's horrible. It's horrible. I hate spiders. Now you guys may realize this machine isn't knocking. It's because I replaced it. It's not the same machine. My machine I was using Friday kept it knocking. And I think that I broke something inside of it, but it still works.
Okay.
It's just annoying when I stream because it's this horrible loud knocking sound.
Yeah.
What about a shout out to Lindsay? Oh, well, Lindsay doesn't have, Lindsay's not on. She's not here. So we don't do shout outs unless they're here in the Twitch stream. So when she comes, then I'll shout out her stuff. See, it encourages people to come and hang out because then I can shout out to them. Lindsay's my friend or do you mean Lindsay that was with us yesterday? Do you mean my friend Lindsay in Toronto that does all of the knitting and crochet, or Lindsay yesterday? Bobbin ran out, but that's okay because I'm just doing stripping. I'm actually using the remnants of all of the things that I was doing on Friday. That I didn't want to deal with having low thread, so I just changed the bobbin.
I love
Yeah,
that
the
one.
Angela from yesterday. Yeah, I did a shout out. I said her and Danny. Megan's funny.
What did she say?
No, just the whole, don't forget to shout out this person. Don't forget to, yeah. And you'll notice it is super hot down here. That's because I have all of the studio lights running and the machines running. I get, so you see what Megan just did? You see who that is? Yeah, that's reminding me about the bobbin.
Oh, I get it.
USA Chan thought of that like a week ago, and it's like the best thing. So especially when I'm quilting, I forget to change my bobbin, and if I run out, it's the worst thing in the world when you're free motion quilting. So yes, that's the reminder of check your bobbin.
That is awesome.
Eventually, I'm gonna do emotes that like bobbin and like bright neon. This one doesn't go as fast as the other one. And this bobbin ran out. Perfect. I'm using up these little remnant bobbins. Here is my last. Oh, nope, I have one more remnant bobbin in there after this one. Yeah, I pre-wind all my bobbins.
Yeah.
Because this is a pain in the rear to pre-wind on this machine.
Ah. Hey, Andre.
Yeah,
Can I ask you to make me some more tea by any chance?
sure. Do you have any preference on what kind?
It is in the Tivana tin that has no label on it.
Is this
Okay.
re-steepable?
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
re-steepable
you
up
could
to 3
totally
times.
steep
That works.
If you just want to use the same tea bag,
Yeah, that's perfect.
So it's just a regular kettle. You know how to flip it on.
Yeah.
Just, yep, hit the button.
Thank you. Okay.
No, he's going up the stairs, honey. Nothing's happening. He says, I have to see what's going on.
Hi, puppy.
Alfred, I know. Oh, that's a good boy, Marty. Go give him kisses. Yeah. Are you a good boy? You're a good boy. Yeah. And there. So anything else happen in your world because I didn't stream yesterday? Anyone do anything yesterday? I did put my stream schedule up for the entire week. So if you want to see when I'm streaming, it's below. Bless you. If you're allergic to the many animals that are here, I do have medicine.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Last one, because I did 4 of the 3.5s. Now, because I did 3.5, I'm taking a quarter inch, so it will end up being 6.5, which is the size of my blocks.
Amazing. I'm just going to see one of these.
Hi, Pharmasaurus Rex.
Pharmasaurus Rex.
Boo! I bit. It's so hard for me to say. Hi, how are you today? I have special guest Tracy with me today. Who's doing drawing. So I know, Tracy, with your drawings, you put something behind them, and I know for a lot of the Disney or a lot of the things that have like musicals or things like that, you actually put a piece of the sheet music behind them. What are you going to be doing for Jon Snow?
So for Jon Snow, I'm going to find a page from the book that I think is really, exemplifies the character. So for Tyrion, I put the page that has my favorite quote, which is, "A mind needs books and a sword needs whetstone." So I'll find a page in the book that I think is really perfect for Jon Snow, and I'll put that behind it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Usually I do the drawing first, and I add that in layers afterwards. Oh, hi! Hello!
Fantastic.
You like watching people sketch.
And it's funny because Tracy does other things. She does lots of like reclaimed things, necklaces, forging, really cool, awesome things. But she also draws, and she lives in Toronto. She lives over 2 hours away. So obviously this was not planned. It was hey, you want to come over in the morning and do this? So I'm like, you have your sketchbook, right? You can totally sketch. So yeah, so it was a last minute thing, but yeah. And I figured this way it was a great, just a great playing around kind of thing to see, hey, is sketching going to work? Yeah. And yeah, sure enough, it does.
Awesome.
Although I'm thinking I may need to get a third studio light, because if you look, you are just a little bit darker than what I am. And that's just because I don't have enough lights to go from this way, that way. Because it's all behind you going this way. So, I'll play with it.
Yeah. Oh man, it's weird seeing it up there on the screen.
Oh, having it there? Yeah. And what I really like, the camera behind you.
Yes, being able to see as I do things.
Yeah, so it doesn't warp it too much, which is why we have that, so you can see the detail work of that, but they can see a little bit of what you're doing behind you. Yeah.
Which is always good because you'll see there's a lot of zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out, because I focus on small areas and I do the detailing, and then I have to zoom out to make sure it all looks okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much. That's the same reason that I have this thing right over here in the corner, so that I can always see a zoomed out version of what I'm doing at all times. Which is kind of interesting.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't know that's what that was. That's really cool. Yeah. That's a great idea. So with my strips for the 4-patch, all I've done is, so the math of it, my finish is 6.5. So you cut that in half, that's 3 1/4. But then you have to add a 1/4 inch because of the seam allowance. So it's 3 1/2. Then all I did was take 3 1/2 inch strips, sew them together. So now I'm going to iron them, and I'm going to iron them all the same way. So I'm going to iron them towards the red. So you can do this with open seams, but it works best with ironing the seams in one way. So in this case, I'm ironing the seams towards the red, and I need more steam. I used a lot of steam yesterday because I was actually sewing dice bags, not yesterday, on Friday. So I was actually sewing those dice bags up and preparing them so I could sew at the con. Alright, there's the first one. Now I'm going to do all of these the same. I want to sew them all towards the red. And you will see why when I get there.
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 You guys will see me kind of stop and think a lot. That's what tends to happen when I draw. I have to kind of look at it and tilt my head and figure out what it is I want to do.
Hi, Soleil. So whenever anyone new comes over, I always introduce the dogs as Soleil is super friendly and will love you and will want you to pet her the entire evening.
Oh.
Marley is afraid of people, but he's a big dog person. So if the other dogs are excited, he's excited and he may let you pet him.
Oh.
Alfred is a scared little pain in the butt.
Hi. Hi. Is your name Soleil because you are a ray of sunshine?
She is a Papillon. So she's a French dog, so she needed a French name. Soleil is enough. Hey, no, I know you're talking to her. She wants to be in your lap while you draw.
Oh, is that something you want? Because I can do that. We can
See?
arrange that. There you go.
Yeah, she's trying to be super cute.
No.
We should do a con where we both bring machines with slow. Yeah, definitely. We can do a sew off. We could totally do that. Okay, so now I'm going to cut my strips in half. Now normally with my strips, I cut them in half before I iron because I want to iron the seams in different directions. Not in this case because it all had to be ironed the same way. So now I'm going to cut them in half.
You want to draw together, puppy? Let's draw together.
Yeah, they all try to be super cute because if I am down here and I am talking to myself, it means something exciting is happening. And if they are super cute, then they know I will pick them up in front of the cameras and then give them something. Give them a special TRAT.
Oh.
So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be super cute, so they get them.
Well, that's a good idea. USA Chen suggested to do the sew-off on Twitch as well.
Yeah, like come over and maybe do an idea and then, oh yeah, that's a good, maybe for a charity stream.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea.
I've always wanted to do like a cosplay off where you have an object or a prop or something that you need to make and then you get to go to the dollar store and pick up anything you need and you have 4 hours to create this prop somehow.
Yeah, that
Like
sounds cool.
Cosplay Project Runway?
Yeah, pretty much. Cosplay Project Runway. Project Cosplay.
Project Cosplay.
That might be
nice.
a thing.
I like that.
Oh, someone said something. But I have to
Sunday,
figure out how to
Sunday, and lots of hearts. If we do that, we could broadcast from the con. Maybe. So I have the Wi-Fi is not stable enough at all to broadcast from cons. You can broadcast from a con with one camera, with a single camera. So something like a sew-off. If you want more than one camera, you have to have a landline. So you have to have an Ethernet connection. You can't do a Wi-Fi. Or else then it's not strong enough for Twitch. Okay, now in this case, with these, I'm actually going to line it up using this middle seam here. And I am doing 3.5 inches. Now, and I need 42 of them. So, did I just do 3 or 3.5? I did 3.5. Okay, good. I thought I did 3 for a second. Thought I messed it up. Yes, you guys are very cute. 10.5, 14, 17.5. Fantastic. Okay, now here is the trick. So what I have done is I laid down a piece with the gray on top. I've laid down a piece with the red on top. And then I went through and cut them. Here's the trick. I'm not going to separate these. Instead, and this is how you do a traditional 4-patch. PPP event live from HQ. Nice. Nice. So here's the trick. I want to take this, I want to turn it on its side, and I want to put a pin right here because it's already lined up. I've already put the seams there. So I'm putting a pin right there and putting a pin on either side. And there's one block. So there's a block there. So I'm taking this, turning it on its side, making sure it's lined up, putting a pin in, and a pin on either side. 2. Now I need 21 of these. 3. 4. I should be able to get 6.
Starting to look like Jon Snow, sort of. we're getting there.
4, 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Now, what I was doing before when I looked through here, I was making sure that I got all of the salvages. Oh my gosh, I can't think today. I got all the salvage off whenever I trimmed it, and I did. Okay, let's do the next one. So I have 6. Although, I'm going to do it this way. Because it was like this. So, yeah, red on top. Okay, I was just making sure that I did it the same exact way because my squares have to be the same exact way. One of my neighbors is vacuuming outside.
Is that a common thing, to vacuum outside?
Well, my neighbor across the street is retired. And he likes to play with his lawn all the time. He vacuums it.
All right.
He vacuums his lawn?
Like shop
Is
vac?
that typical behavior?
That's
And
really odd.
his so he'll take a broom and he'll go through and sweep the driveway. And then, yeah, so we are the neighbors. You guys saw the front of our house.
Yeah.
We're the neighbors that they all hate. Now, they like us, but they hate the fact that we don't do anything with our front. We just kind of like let the vines grow and mow it now and then. I don't even trim the bushes. Just let them grow. Whatever. I have too much to do to be worrying about the lawn and worrying about the how it looks outside. So yeah, so it's it drives them crazy because most of our neighbors are retired and all they do is spend time on their lawn.
Yep.
Okay, so 3.5, 7, 10.5, 14, 17.5, and then I can get one more. So I'm going to line up on the 15 and do 18.5. There we go. There's 6 more. We're on different rooms, so you're both in the stereo and the... Oh, that's so funny. So they both have us up at their apartment. So both Megan and Matt have us up, and we're in stereo because, yeah. And you'll notice, Megan, you guys are both earning quilt coins. So you can get things. Okay, so now I showed you guys how to do it. This is actually an easier way. I actually turn them all, and then I can just sit and pin one at a time. So let's make sure that's lined up. Put a pin in it.
Alright, let's start on this beautiful mustache.
Sorry, I talk to myself a lot while I work. So if you hear me talking, it's me being productive.
No, I talk to myself all the time. I tell Twitch, as I talk about how I'm laying things out and what I'm doing, like, I am not just doing this for your benefit. I do this anyways. Marley, are you pouting because Alfred doesn't want to play? He wants to sleep. Are you pouting? You're a good boy. Okay, so now I have 12 blocks. Okay, let's cut some more. Ignore my typos, I'm on my phone, of course. I need to go, do I need to download an app? Sorry if you already covered that. I'm cooking breakfast. Oh, for quilt coins. Let me see if you're earning them. I can actually look and see. You do have to enable it. So I believe you do have to go on, log into a computer, because you need to be able to enable it in the bottom right-hand corner. Oh, I know, right? Like whenever, like your phone spell checking it, isn't that so annoying? Okay, so let's go by name. I'm looking for Dayglow. You are earning coins, Matt. You've already enabled it. So right now you have 37 coins. And let's see, Megan has already enabled it. She has 19 coins. Fantastic. Now the only thing is whenever the chest drops randomly every 10 minutes, you cannot see it on the phone and you can't click it on your phone. So that's the only thing you're missing by watching it on a device instead of a computer. And it looks like I've indoctrinated more people into the world of Twitch.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay, so this is 6 more, so I now have 18. And I said I need 21 of these. Because that's how many of the bunnies I cut. And I have an even number. I have a 6 blocks by 7 blocks, which is 42 blocks total. So because it's an even number, it means I'm going to have the same number of bunnies as I am going to have 4 squares. Let me see, I Farmasaurus, if you've got quilt coins. I think you do. What is the one of us? Oh, I get tinnitus or timeouts instead of tomorrow. So whenever you type tomorrow, it spell checks it to tinnitus or timeout. That's so weird. No, you can earn points while you're on your phone, definitely. But you can't click the chests. I Pharmasaurus. Let's see. You are earning, oh, you have 280 coins. If you ever want to see the coins that you have, if you're on your desktop, bottom right hand corner, there's a little green guy with white goggles. You can click on him, and in the bottom right hand corner, it tells you how many coins you have. And then you can also play the 2 different games, or you can click on redeem coins. So, yep. What is the, you said you're getting more people into Twitch, so, oh, the one of us, yeah. How those are more common, I'm not sure. I didn't enable the coin app. Yeah, it may be automatic, you're absolutely right. It may be. Let's see, spend coins, that is what it is. These are all of the things that you can spend your coins on. And then if you actually want to spend your coins, you have to click on that little guy in the bottom right hand corner, the little green guy with the white goggles, and it says redeem quilt coins, and then it tells you how much each of the things cost, and you click on it and you redeem it. One of you, we are one, we are hive mind. I like that.
We are one, you and I, we are like the earth and sky, one family under the sun.
What? Okay, I have no clue what that's from.
It's from Lion King 2.
Oh.
Actually, shockingly good music for a mediocre movie, but shockingly good music.
Okay. Well, most Disney movies have good music.
Yeah, but most sequels don't.
Even with Disney?
Yeah, even with Disney. I tried to watch Mulan, the sequel, and I stopped halfway through. I couldn't do it.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Mulan's a particularly bad one, though. Lion
It's a
King
bit
2 is much better than Mulan 2.
It was really good. I really like Lion King 2.
Alright, so I have 18, so I need 3 more. Alright, there's 1, 2, 3. That's it. And I can take this and set it aside, because why am I going to do extra work that I don't have to do? I'm not. Bobbin. Yeah. No, my bobbin is almost gone, but I want to run it dry. Thank you for the reminder.
And Tony, you haven't learned this about me, but I sing a lot when I work.
Okay.
I was telling Andre, I said, Tony's
sing a
gonna,
lot
by the end of
anytime.
this, she's gonna say, Tracy, stop singing, just be quiet already.
No, I do not care.
All
The
right.
only thing you have to worry about with music on Twitch, I'm going to be uploading this onto YouTube.
Oh.
So there is a bot that will go through, and if it catches any copyrighted music or sounds or anything,
Okay.
it'll flag me.
All right.
And I've had streams be muted or be blocked worldwide because of certain things that popped up that are banned on, music. Just they refused it. Yeah.
Like songs and things?
Yeah.
People singing or just the
No,
song
they're
playing?
having music in the background.
Oh, okay.
So you singing will probably be okay because
Okay.
it may not recognize the. Yeah.
I mean, if it does get flagged, that's kind of a compliment to Tracy.
There you go.
singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm that good of a singer that I sound just like Shakira.
But that's why there's no music right now. So if it's a stream that I really want to make sure, why do I have these? That I really want to make sure can go up onto YouTube and people can go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
No music.
Nobody.
It's a hater. Yeah, YouTube is a hater. It is. All right, and now I'm going to sew these. My 21 blocks. I'm going to sew one at a time. You know, Megan, I'm still surprised that you didn't know how to chain these. It's one of those things that I assume that people know how to do, and only people that are new to sewing don't know. You're having fun, Soleil. She's playing with the dogs. Oh, Megan, you get to see my chain separator thing. So this is what's called chaining, Tracy. This is whenever you sew something, and then you don't cut the thread or do anything between them. You just keep putting in the next piece, the next piece, the next piece. and it actually locks in the threads at the beginning and the end, so because you're not starting in the center, and it's faster because you're not taking the time to cut each individual one.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you how I separate them. You can separate them with scissors. I have a fancy thing that makes it faster.
I have never done that before.
It is a quilting technique. It's called chaining.
Huh. Now we got distracted from drawing.
Sorry. Oh, you're looking to see your screens?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I tried to tilt it enough to you so you can see exactly what's being shown. And Robin is going to be running out shortly. Oh, there it goes.
I hope one day I can meet Kit Harington and say, look, Kit, I drew your face.
I like that. Look, I drew your face.
Your beautiful, beautiful face.
His face is so beautiful. It's actually quite fun to draw.
Okay, so now comes where I can admit I don't watch Game of Thrones.
The cat.
I've read all the books.
Okay. I'll forgive you for that.
I watched the first episode
Uh-huh.
and I bawled my eyes out. Have you ever seen me cry?
No.
I don't cry. I do not like crying
It's
at
not
all.
like it.
and I never cried when I read any of the books. And I cried at the first episode when they killed the freaking wolf.
I know, right?
Okay, I'm sorry if I freaking cry when they kill a wolf. How am I going to handle when they kill all of my favorite characters? So no, so I was one of those where nope, threw the arms up, done, not watching it. Nope. Maybe one day I may try to do it, but no.
Honestly, I prefer the books over the shows anyway.
Same.
The books are really good.
It's funny. So Jordan started reading the books, and she said after she read the first one, she said, "Yeah, it's better if you didn't watch."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I refused to watch the show until I had read all the books. This season is killing me. It is eating me up inside. When is Winds of Winter coming out?
Probably 5 more years. So Jordan started reading the books, and she said, and she had actually watched the first season, and then she started reading the book. She goes, "Tony, he spends pages and pages describing a table." I'm like, yeah. No, it's it takes a long time to actually get into it and start to like learn things, and yeah.
A beautiful description.
And she says, as she's reading it, she keeps going, "Okay, when is this going to happen? Come on, just happen already." Yeah. So I think she's decided she's not watching any more of the seasons until she finishes reading all those books that are out right now.
Yeah.
And then she'll go back through and watch it. And this is the last one. You know what? I need some Eos. That convention center area yesterday was so dry. My lips are so dry. Okay, so finished chaining. Now I get to separate them. So this is my fancy little device. Most of you guys watching have seen it, called the cutting gizmo.
Cutting gizmo.
The cutting gizmo.
Cutting gizmo. Huh? What? Wow. What? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's just a blade.
It's just a blade.
That is awesome.
It is a blade situated in a way that it's easy to separate chaining, so you don't have to sit and put scissors because that will take longer. This is fast, and yeah.
It's just like the blade that's up there on the sewing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, this one right here.
Oh, there it is on
Yep.
yours. Okay.
Mine's on the side.
Yeah, mine's on the side too. I
Yep.
just perspective.
And I'm done with that, but I now need to take all the pins out.
There you go. Shameless plug for the cutting gizmo.
No, it's my mom got that for me for Christmas last year, and I had it for almost a year, and I kept forgetting about it. And a stream, I'm thinking in April, maybe April or May. I was going along, and I'm like, oh, this takes forever. I hate separating all these chains. I know it's faster, and then all of a sudden, it's like light bulb. I'm like, wait, did my mom buy me something for my birthday last year that makes this? And I went looking for it, and then, yeah. So it took a few months for me to remember to keep using it every time, but no, it's so much faster and nicer.
You never look back.
Nope. It's from the Gypsy Quilters. The Gypsy Quilter makes all sorts of little devices and gizmos and things to make quilting more efficient and faster.
That's awesome.
So this, my trash thing right here,
Oh,
that's a pop-up, is also the Gypsy Quilter.
I like that.
All sorts of little things. You believe it's only 11? It's already 11:20.
Yeah. Time flies when you are quilting.
Mm-hmm. I should be able to finish this whole quilt. Okay, so now let's iron them. And at this point, it does not make a difference which way your seams go because they're going to be alternating with the solids. But a good practice, I know, Marley, don't you dare bark at the cat. We hate it when you bark. A good practice is to iron them all the same exact way. And I'll show you why when I start to lay everything out. Because if you're doing something different, maybe not necessarily alternating it with a solid or with a whole piece, one, two, three, four. And this pattern is not in any book, it's not anywhere, it's just something I sat down and said, let's do this. And worked up all the math. Quilting is math. I know. Although, if you're not good at math, that shouldn't stop you from quilting because you can always just follow someone else's pattern. Soleil, enough. I know you're talking. I know. You want him to pay attention to you. But you can do it without talking.
Maybe
I don't
you
think
don't
it
need
was
to pay
Soleil that
attention.
was talking.
You don't think so? Oh, you think it was Marley?
Yeah, I think Marley was growling at what I assume is Alfred in the little quilt over there.
Oh, yeah, because he's trying to get him to come out probably and play. Soleil, I apologize, baby girl.
I blamed the wrong baby.
Yes. Now, the nice thing about laying it out and pinning it immediately without shifting it, every single one of these blocks is perfect.
Wow.
Because I ironed them to one side
Yep.
and then just left them.
Yep.
So every single one of these blocks has a perfect has a perfect. Yep.
That's
So
awesome.
now I am done cutting and sewing and everything else from all my blocks. Now I can just start assembling them together. So Hannah, this is what I was talking about, deciding what we're going to do. I said on here, and I'm actually going to go, normally for my patterns I go bottom top. In this case I'm going to go top bottom. So I'm going to lay them out. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows. Okay.
Oops.
All right, so now I need to decide how I'm going to put these blocks. So I can do a couple of different things. I can lay them all out like this. Okay, so this is the regular pattern of the gray in the upper left-hand corner. So that's option number one. It's better if you didn't watch. Yeah. So that's the first option. Second option, I could do red, and this is what I mean by lay it all out and just look at it.
Ooh. I see now.
Okay, so I can do that. So do I want them to go that way? Because the red is going to be more pronounced. So if I go to the right, it's going to look more to the right. If I go to the left, it's going to look more to the left. The other thing I can do is alternate it back and forth. Bless you.
Thank you.
And it'll look like that. So in that case,
Oh, sorry.
no. I'm looking through. See, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the screen. So if you have a design wall, you can put it on the screen and stand back. And that's not it. So red, gray, red, gray, red, gray, red, gray, red, like that.
Yeah. I think I like it better them all going in the same direction.
Or why don't we do it this way? We go reds, grays, reds,
Yes.
like that.
I do like that.
See, so it's a matter of how do you want the quilt to look? Do we want to have lines? Oh, USA Chancellor, bless you. Do we want to have lines going everywhere? Do we want to have alternating pictures? See, this is where we need to make our design choices of how do we want this to look and what to do. I personally, I like it when it looks, when you've got patterns within patterns. So if they all go the right way,
It's your turn.
it looks like all of the red is all going one way and all of the gray is going the other way.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's the thing, is I need to decide, do I want to do that? But that almost overpowers the bunny fabrics. And I want the bunny fabrics to be the focal point.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this way.
I liked that when you had one row going one way and then one going the other.
Yeah. Yep, so I'm going to do it that way. I think that'll be the best one. But this is, Hannah, when I was talking about lay things out, play with them, lay it out, play with it. And if you have the design wall, now I have the cameras, I can look at the zoomed out version of it. And so that's why I keep looking over there. If you use a piece of flannel and use a design wall, back all the way up to the other side of the room. And look at it. And then go play with it, back up, look at it. Design walls are what we normally do. So it's, you can buy one or you can make one. Oh, why am I sitting down? Because I've got to do that. Okay, so I lied, and I'm going to start at the bottom because I realized this is the same as the bottom because the A squares are going to be my bunnies. So I'm going to make a note on here. Do I have 1, 2, 3? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to do after this. All right, in this case, my seams are going to go to the right. So let's move it to the right. So I'm taking my right piece, flipping it over the left piece, and pinning it in place. right piece over left piece. And putting it in place. Right over left. Pin it in place. Now my next row, I want my seams to go to the left. Oh, I was going to show you something. Sorry. This is why you always want to have your seams go in the same direction. So let's say if I'm doing a quilt where I don't have that solid piece of fabric, I can do this. So my seams are going up in this case. If I want to have this here, I can actually, my seams are going up, so I can actually flip it over and have them go down. If you want it to do that, you can do this. You can do, yeah, you can play with all sorts of things. So it's all a matter of what you want to do with your blocks. Up, up. Okay, this row, everything's going to the left. So I do the left piece over the right piece and pin it in place.
Good. It's starting to look like you need to.
Left over the right. Pin in place. Left over the right. Now I'm not going to do anything with this third one. I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to move it down and use that as the base for the next two, so I know which way to lay them out. That part's okay too. It's really hard to explain my struggle. When you have your pattern on a piece of paper and are following the pattern, I struggle with knowing if I should combine two blocks, if they have the same color, or if I should cut them out as separate blocks, even though there's, oh, I see what you mean. It's all a matter of, do you want the seam showing, or do you want an endless piece? So, for example, let me see if I can find, okay, so if you take a look at this one. So this is someone that made a Mario quilt that they cut out each and every block. And if you look at the background, you can see they cut out each and every block, and you can see the seams of where it was sewn together. Here, I'll blow this up that way. Oops. See? So you can see all the background, you can see all the things. Here is, let me do another one where someone did long stretches fabric. No. No, that's another block. I've seen people, oh, there's mine.
Yeah.
Yep, there's mine. Alright, here's my, oops, copy image dress. Here's mine. So, hey Doug, how are you? So there's my design. Yeah, the con was great. It's wonderful. Local con, nice for promotion. It was good. So there's my design for my Mario, and you can see I have stretches. It's not every single pixel has been cut, not every single block has been cut out. There's stretches of fabric, and that was because it's easier for me to design and do it. So it was more of a efficiency and with design choice.
Oh, I just noticed something.
What?
You use that so you don't have to start and stop every time.
The scrap fabric,
Yes.
part of the chaining.
Yep. So not only is it a chaining technique, but you never ever have to start and stop and go back and forth on that one. Okay.
Nope, you never
see
have
that
to
now.
lock in any seams. And I'm out of bobbin thread. Oh, let's see. Let's go with this one. I pick my bobbins by what is the lowest, so I can use it up for my piecing. Doug says she is brilliant. No.
Yeah.
So Doug is a friend of mine who helps me out at conventions. He's one of my minions.
Oh, awesome.
He is going to be my minion at New York Comic Con.
Fantastic. So he's one of your state's minions.
Yeah. Yeah, he lives in Illinois.
All right. Now I'm at my tricky part, where I have the shading, but I don't have it quite right, so I have to kind of keep going in and readjusting. And zoom in and zoom out. Get a feel for it.
Oh, there it is.
Look at it on your screen.
I have no clue where Wheeling, Illinois is. I know where Wheeling, West Virginia is.
Wheeling, Illinois. I know where Toronto is. I sometimes have trouble figuring out where things are relative to me. I'm not very good at directions. It's a Chicago suburb, apparently.
Okay.
I've heard of Chicago. So it can be funny.
Unfortunately, that's what a lot of Canadians don't know a lot of the American geography.
That's okay. I know a lot of Americans who don't know Canadian geography,
Mhm.
so, you know.
Exactly. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. And if it makes you feel better, I don't know any Canadian geography either.
I have to learn the provinces and capitals and everything else as part of the citizenship test whenever I eventually take it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. One, two, three. Okay, so these are to the right, which is on the bottom. So that would be 1, 2, 3. And these are to the left. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 15 to 20 minutes. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad of a drive from Chicago.
Yeah, you can even commute right in there.
Not like Hamilton. I guess Hamilton's not really a suburb of Toronto.
Not really.
It really is its own little city.
Yeah. Little being the opposite word.
Mhm.
Bless you.
Bless you. Did you know that London is the 10th largest city in Canada?
Aww. Sorry.
I know. I know.
It's funny because when we got into London, right, we arrived and I stepped out and just, oh my god, what is this one horse town I'm in?
Yeah.
It's very, very small here.
But it is still an actual city,
Oh,
even though it's very small and cute.
it is
Nothing like Toronto.
No.
Toronto, of course, is the largest city in Canada.
That's the thing. I grew up where I could just step out of the house and subway anywhere I wanted growing up, like as a kid. And Andre grew up where he had to be driven everywhere. If he needed to go somewhere, he had to be driven. Can you
Yeah.
imagine dating like that in high school? Oh.
That's how most towns are. That's how most cities are.
That's why I dated somebody a block away from
That's
me.
the trick.
Roseville, Illinois has a population of 1,000.
Oh.
See, that's a small, yeah, that's a one horse
Okay,
town.
that's smaller than where I grew up.
That's adorable. Do you have a horse there? Is it a one horse town?
So I will tell you a story of Doug. I actually told this story Saturday night as we're sitting there eating. Don't have to imagine. Because I was having an amazing charcuterie plate with cheeses and a really good wine. And I sent a picture of my prosciutto to Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are horses there. And Doug called me a tease. Well, the first time that Doug helped me at a convention,
Yeah.
it was with just Doug and Laura, and he experienced what I do for conventions was Wizard World St. Louis.
Oh boy.
And Laura is my favorite minion because she will research everything ahead of time and make sure that we go at least for one meal to an amazing place that will have a charcuterie plate and either really good beer or really good wine. So we're at this place in St. Louis, and I order my charcuterie plate, and it comes out, and Doug looks at it and goes, well, what's that? I'm like, what's prosciutto? He goes, well, what's that? That's how much of a small town he comes from, and he hasn't done too much traveling and being exposed to like all of some of the finer things.
Yeah.
So it's so I explained him what prosciutto was, and I gave him a bite of it, and he says, "This is amazing." and then it points at something else. He goes, "What's that?" I was like, "Well, it's duck." He goes, he looks at me. I was like, "Would you like a bite?" He goes, "Yes." So he got duck that day too. So now whenever I have prosciutto, I like to send him pictures of it. So in New York City, we are going to take you to an amazing New York deli, Doug, that has some of the best prosciutto I have ever had in my life. It is amazing. So that's one of the reasons why he loves Dominion for me.
Yeah.
Because I take him in different places and expose him to things that he hasn't been exposed to yet.
He needs good food.
Mhm. Yep. Food, people, things.
All those nouns.
Yes. All of the nouns.
People, places, things.
All nouns belong to us. Alright, so now I have the first two rows done. I'm going, let's see, this goes to the right. Whoops. This goes to the left. This goes to the right. Let's pin these two together. And let's pin this baby in place.
Alright. I am almost at the point where I can start putting in the background.
Fantastic. See, I've been spoiling you guys over the past few days. It's going to go back to just me on streams tomorrow. Although, of course, Tracy can always come to London anytime she wants.
Yay! It's a good reason to come to London.
Mm-hmm. Come stream with me.
Yeah. And I can bring my jewelry making supplies too.
Yep.
Although I do have to be careful. I can't do my casting here, probably, because that involves lots of fire and sharp metal and things that are dangerous.
Yeah, probably don't want to do that down here in the basement.
Yeah. I have a garage to do that in.
I would not want things to catch on fire.
Ideally, no.
Okay, let's lay...
The town where I grew up was roughly the same size as Roseville, and I was related to half the town. Oh, dear. I am sorry to hear that.
You know what? Let's do this here. I'm gonna lay that right there. I don't want to take out my whole big drying rack pop-up that I use and lay all the things on there because I don't have that many rows for this. Alright.
You can tell that I'm a big city girl because I don't know what any of that is like. It says, I had to check with Mom before I asked girls out to make sure we weren't related. Oh, wow! Okay, so that's something I can't imagine.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Hey, Mom, am I related to her?
Can I ask her out? That's funny. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I love his curly hair. Look at this beautiful curly hair. Kit Harington, you are a handsome man. I hope he's watching us.
I don't think he is.
Probably not, but I can dream.
Yes, you can. You can definitely dream. Oh, that's right. I was doing alternates. I forgot that I was doing the alternates. I forgot that the design that I did.
So I'm gonna do something a little weird here. If anyone is watching or if they care, can I explain what I'm doing?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
All right.
No, I'm sure people want to know.
Awesome. So I have in my collection a whole heap of high quality paper textures. Ways to do that is you can either, if you have a high quality scanner, you can take a piece of watercolor paper and actually scan that into your computer as a high quality texture. Or if you want, you can, a lot of people will take tea or coffee or something and start coloring paper and then scan that in order to get the high quality paper texture. You can also purchase them. They are available as stock images, or sometimes you can download them for free. I use that because there is no real good way of getting that paper look, the authentic paper texture, in Photoshop. If you really want, say, an authentic watercolor, you need to use, your proper techniques. So this is one technique that I learned through a friend, is he downloads high quality paper textures. So I have a whole heap of them here on my computer. I like to go in and see what they look like and figure out which one I want to use for which design, and then
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So there you go, a bit of information.
I didn't even think about if you wanted a high quality texture behind it to just scan it in.
Yeah, but you do have to have a good quality scanner. So if your scanner's not great, it doesn't work as well. I like this paper. So I'm going to jump in here, make a new layer underneath. I always label my layers because it's just cleaner.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Paper.
I use Photoshop for my my books, my
Mhm.
presentation books with everything.
Yeah.
And I stink at Photoshop, so I actually had Nicole make me a master Photoshop file
Nice.
for all of my dimensions that I need. Paper textures also work well for pseudo-random noise patterns for...
Yes.
I have no clue what that means.
Yes, they do actually. So what he's saying is that if you want to, when you're doing 3D textures, so if you've done 3D rendering and you want to fake a texture and you just want it to be kind of a vague, noisy pattern, so just like this over here. This is all noise-ish patterns that you have. Then if you use a paper texture, you get that nice randomness to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adobe InDesign is great for bookmaking and some. Yes, InDesign is fantastic. I love the Adobe Suite, and I pay for it like a fool. Everyone's always saying, Tracy, just pirate it. And I'm just, well, the way they do it now is you have to have a subscription to it, and I have the subscription. It's come in handy for me, and I have definitely come out on top having access to it. So.
Yeah, we keep debating if we're going to buy a subscription because Jord is doing a lot of artwork and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Not just for school, but for her personal stuff as well.
Yeah.
And so and I want to teach her how to use the Photoshop, but I have a single copy. So Nicole has a copy that she purchased.
Yeah.
So a physical disc that she then loaded onto my computer that she uses as well. So I can't load that onto her computer. She'd have to use mine. So we're debating on buying the suite and having a subscription so that she then has access to it as well.
Yeah. Because she's a student, you can actually buy the suite for a lot cheaper. I know this sounds like a Photoshop plug. I swear I don't work for Photoshop. But as a student, you can buy it for a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And I think it's half price. and that even applies to university students as well. So she'll be able to get it.
So
for
do we have
that
to keep
price for a while.
proving every year that she's a student, or?
I'm not sure. I have friends who have purchased it when they were students and may or may not have graduated since.
And they still pay
And
the
they
student
still pay the
price?
student price.
Huh.
And I
Okay.
work for a school, so I can pay the student price too, student teacher price.
Yeah. Huh.
Not too shabby.
Oh, and just so you know, for my fans and everything, I always am very upfront if I'm being sponsored by something.
Yes.
Or if I got something for free.
Yes.
I always say that, so you never have to worry about them thinking you're doing a plug, or, because if I knew you were sponsored by something, or if you got something for free, I would point that out to
Yeah.
them. So yeah.
Alright. Let's look at this paper texture. Actually, I don't know if I love it. It wasn't a high enough resolution, I don't think. I don't know. I can always replace it if I don't like it later, but it's good for now. What I really wanted was to see how my shading pops on the colored background. And in order to do that, I need to have that colored
The colored background, yeah.
So now that I'm done my shading, I'm actually going to work on my highlighting. Yay! So doing exactly the same thing, but instead of using black, I'm using white.
Marley has found his bone that he likes to chew on while I'm down here.
Oh.
So he's behind you chewing on his bone.
Hey, Marley. Oh. Hi.
He says, yeah, you can pet me.
Yeah.
Hi,
Your
I
permission.
know.
This is good. Look at that
You're being
tail.
so good. You are, and there's no doggies here making you happy. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, he's just happy by himself. I like that.
We, for the first couple of months that we had him, it was very hard for us to get him not hiding someplace. Because he would always hide under the bed or behind a table or, behind the entertainment center. He'd always be hiding someplace.
Yeah.
So the fact that he can, I guess I'm going this way because I don't want to step over you. The fact that he can do all of that and not freak out is an amazing step.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got
I have a cat. I'm used to hiding.
to the right. This is to the left. This is to the right, yes. Oh. Okay, good. Didn't fall over. Three. Okay, and then now I can do these. There.
So in order to really keep with the charcoal aesthetic that I've been going for here, I'm only using white and black for all of my coloring, all of my shading. And then sometimes for some of the things that I draw, I'll use a single color to make an element of the drawing pop. And my reason for doing that is, again, I wanted to make something really different. You see a lot of art at conventions, and it's really tricky to make something very much your own. So mine is using charcoal style.
See, and what she just said is the biggest key. If you ever want to do art to make money, you have to do something that's your own, that's different, that's not like anything else out there. Because you don't want to be copying other people, you want to be yourself.
Yep. And it's tough because oftentimes when you learn to draw, you learn by copying people. That's how everyone learns to draw. That's how the masters learn to draw. It's what they teach you in school. So it's tricky to find this nice balance.
At what point did you... Yep. At what point did you transition from trying to copy other people to try to draw yourself? Like, how was that transition?
It was hard. It was tricky because growing up, like I read a lot of manga, right? And I wanted to draw manga style, so I copied manga style. And when I tried to make my own style, it was very much just manga style. And then I eventually went to school for sculpture, and they told us they actually encourage you to use the styles of other artists while you were in school. And so it took graduating from school and realizing, working in the convention community, that it wasn't working for me to try and do someone else's style. Right? I needed to very much find something that was my own.
And discover yourself.
Yeah. Because it just wasn't working for me to sell things that way.
Right. So it was years and years
Yeah.
before. Yeah. Okay. So it's not something that's going to happen after a year of drawing.
No. Well, I mean, it can. And the way that it does that, I've seen the biggest changes in webcomic artists, actually, is where you see these really beautiful changes where first they start off as something, and then over daily practice, over the year, you see it change into something else.
Yeah. I always joke with people that I can't draw. I cannot draw at all. And of course, really good artists will always say, well, you can draw, you just need to practice and you need to do that. And then I always then say, okay, well, I can't draw and I have no desire to spend that much time learning to draw.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is the desire.
Yeah.
Because I spent countless hours learning quilting things and techniques and sewing and
Exactly. I always tell Andre, I'm always saying, it's hard to say, I don't have time for something. What I usually like to say is, this is not as much of a priority for me as other things are, so I am not using my spare time to do that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that way you worded that. Yes, that is well worded.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, someone says something here.
Yep.
He's saying...
He said, when I was studying lighting design, I copied my instructors, but then did all the things I didn't like or agree with, and there is where I would add my touch. I believe this is where my style. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that's the thing, is every artist develops their style very differently, right? We all have different ways of how we approach things and situations and all that fun stuff.
Marley, no.
That is a barky puppy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So it took, I think we had him 3 months before he barked the first time. It scared the living bejesus out of me. Because we just were not prepared for that big bark to come out of that little thing.
Oh.
And I'm just like, where'd this thing come from? What are you doing? Have you possessed my dog? Yeah. And it was the cat, I think, that he barked at for the first time.
Oh.
He really, really wants to play with the cat.
And the cat's a cat, so.
Well, we
Cat also
almost
can't
got
hear.
a kitten last weekend. That way, because I think Marley would really like to have a little kitten to play with all the time. And we didn't, because Mike said that he's afraid that when the kitten got older, that it would attack Alfred, because Alfred is so small.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but she doesn't attack Alfred. It's you train a kitten like you train a puppy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all a matter of, training and time and, yeah.
I mean, they don't like to listen as much as a puppy does.
No.
Cats have much less incentive to actually listen to you.
No, cats are cats.
Yes.
Yes.
But if a kitten grows up with someone, chances are they're not going to attack them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so if you introduced a full-grown cat to the house, that is definitely a possibility. But I don't think a kitten. When
Hestia we got, whenever she was, I never told you the story how we got Hestia, did I?
No.
So Hestia adopted us.
Oh.
About 3 years ago, we were going to a fundraiser for a friend of ours, and it was we had just gotten probably a good 6 or 7 inches of snow outside. And which, of course, in Canada, whatever, they plow the roads, you get in the car and you go. Who cares? Who cares are 6, 7 inches? So we had left and we heard this horrible screaming. We thought it was a kid. And we're looking all around trying to figure out where the screaming is coming from. And we find Hestia in a ball next to, so you know the little walkway right here?
Yeah.
She was on the other side of the fence, kind of halfway up our driveway, like huddled against the fence in the snow.
Oh.
And just like shaking and screaming and screaming. And I think it depends on the medium, the knit. Oh, hi Dizzy Windmill, how are you today? And it seems obvious novelty that people want. This is a pretty normal looking shawl inspired by the Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with that too.
Yeah.
So it was oh my gosh, there's a cat here. It's snow outside. Oh, we need to take care of this cat. So we brought her inside and basically just like set her up in the kitchen and gave her a little thing of food and gave her some tuna and a little thing of tuna and some water and everything else and closed off the kitchen from the rest of the dogs. And we went to the fundraiser. On the way back, we stopped and picked up a litter box and litter from Walmart. And then we spent the next 2 months putting up flyers, looking at all of the lost, animal boards, doing everything, trying to find her owner. Never found her owner ever. And after I think about a month and a half, I was traveling and Mike sends me a message freaking out saying the cat's not responding, the cat's not responding. And I'm like, what? He goes, the cat's not responding to me. I was like, what do you mean responding? He goes, well, whenever I make noises, she doesn't look at me. I was like, honey, she's all white, right? There's not a single spot that's not white on her, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, she has blue eyes, right? He goes, hold on. Yeah, she has blue eyes. I said, she's deaf then. I was, really? He had never heard, he didn't know that. He had never had cats. So, yeah, I'm like, yes, no, and these are the last 3 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and pin all of these. So it was one of those things, and so when we couldn't find her owners, I said, okay, well, let's find her a home. And both he and Jordan went, but she has a home. Can we keep her? I was not thrilled about that. I like cats, but I sew for a living, and I do not like the hair everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was not thrilled, but I let them keep her. And now she has become my cat. She apparently likes me, and... Okay. No, she's not an albino. Just a regular white cat. It's any time there is a solid white cat that has blue eyes, they're deaf. It's a genetic trait. It's weird. And she's not an albino, she's just a pure white cat. We actually had a cat growing up. His name was Lacey. Then he was all white with blue eyes and he was deaf. I remember that cat as we used to vacuum the house, the cat used to jump on top of the vacuum and go and like ride the vacuum around because he would like the vibrations of it, and he loved it, and it was the funniest thing because he wasn't afraid of it because he was deaf.
Because he couldn't hear it, yeah.
And that's when I learned all about that white cats with blue eyes are deaf because, we did all this research. And that was in the 80s, before the internet. Okay, and then the last row is to the right. And just as a reminder, because we've got, what time is it? A little after 12. We've got an hour to go in the stream. If we get 4 more followers, I will give someone watching a pound of scraps. It does not matter where in the world you live, I will send you fabric from my stash.
I was taking a peek at the fabric scraps. They're pretty awesome.
Oh, what, when I was upstairs?
Well, you showed me the quilting stuff. The quilting scraps, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, from the Megan's corset scraps.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The corset scraps only happen when Megan is here streaming.
Oh.
So they don't get corset scraps.
So they're special scraps.
Yes,
okay.
unless Megan is here.
Yeah.
Everyone on Friday was like, please please people follow. And we didn't get the 5. But everyone really wanted it because they really wanted her, because they were brocades.
Yeah.
And silks. And other things, yeah.
Cleaning up to do, but I think I'm getting there with these basic things. Come with a big bag of them. Ooh.
Fantastic. That sounds amazing, Megan.
Oh, Jon Snow, look at that. He's even got that worried expression. He looks so sad. It's amazing.
I hear that's why they hired him.
Because he looks sad.
He looks sad all the time.
And next time Megan comes will be probably sometime in November. Because I know I'm going to return the second weekend of November. So at that point I'll send her a message and we'll look at the bus schedules or talk to Matt, see if he wants to bring her. And then we can schedule another guest stream. And I did put my feelers out for you guys. I went around and talked to every single person that's within an hour drive of the city to see if anyone else would be interested in coming to do guest spots.
That's how she found me.
I'm trying to convince Derek Laughlin. Do you know who he was behind you? He was the Marvel, he was the chibi art. So Derek has a contract with Marvel. He actually illustrates children's books for Marvel. He has a line of t-shirts with Marvel.
Oh my god.
Like Marvel branded t-shirts. And he's in talks with DC.
Oh my god.
For kids' books as well.
Incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
That is really cool.
Yeah. And I'm just like, apparently he's a shy guy. And I'm like, no, seriously, it's not like, you won't even notice that these people are watching you and you can totally like interact with them. It's fun. And he keeps looking at me like, here, watch the streams. Watch the streams. Seriously, you want to do this. So because he lives here in London.
Oh, nice.
So I'm trying to convince him to come onto a Twitch stream. Well, you're not just a minion, Doug. So when Doug does guest stream stuff, it's going to be because he's with me doing things. So like next Sunday, we're going to the Maryland Renaissance Festival because he's flying from Illinois to Baltimore Saturday. So I have to leave really early in the morning Saturday morning so I can get down there. But don't cross the streams. So I can get down there in enough time to pick him up at the airport. And then he's coming a day early. He's coming a couple days early because I'm taking him to the Maryland Renaissance Festival on Sunday. So we may be doing a live stream from the Maryland Renaissance Festival.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have so much fun. And then Monday, or maybe even Sunday night, we may have the unboxing stream. Sunday or Monday, we'll do an unboxing stream where I unbox everything that's been shipped to my parents' house that's waiting for me.
Yay.
So new fabrics, cool new stuff. I may even do it like Saturday night.
Yeah.
Because all of the portable stuff to stream at the Renfest is coming to my parents' house. So I need to unbox it, right? So, yeah. So we have to do an unboxing stream. And then Monday, he may be doing a Splatoon stream. Because I also stream Splatoon.
Nice.
So he may be playing Splatoon and doing a stream. Yeah, no, I agree, Megan. I really want to convince him. I think that'd be a lot of fun if Derek came. Oh, all the artwork that's upstairs on my upstairs steps, all the framed artwork that's going, that's all Derek.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
We picked up a whole bunch more yesterday from him too. So we will get some new frames for it. I'm sorry, Marley. I know you're just trying to sit and eat your bone, and I keep getting in your way, and I keep bothering you.
Ready to color?
How's your homework coming along?
Alright, I might be ready to color it.
Can I see?
Sure. Oh, I haven't done her shoes. Or at
Yeah,
least
that's
I haven't, like, finished them.
So homework for what class?
My costume design class. I'm doing a costume production program at Fanshawe.
Cool.
Amazing. Oh, you gave her a shirt.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm supposed to be drawing clothes, so...
It's amazing.
Thanks. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. It's, it was like it started as a little exercise. We had to do a bunch of little figure drawings and various poses for this class.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, I want you to pick one, and based on the pose, like, come up with a character and do, like, a little, like, character, like, costume illustration for them. And I picked a pose that was sort of like a meditation pose, and it kind of just turned into an Avatar thing. I don't know if you're a fan of Avatar The Last Airbender.
So that's a story.
Oh, yeah?
You want to hear that story?
Totally.
So Nicole and I did Too Many Games, which is a video game convention in Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
And we were, a lot of times when I build my monstrosities, so you should go look on my Facebook page and see all the different convention setups. There's one that I do with all sorts of grid wall, and it's everywhere, and it's huge. And I call it my monstrosity because it takes forever to build it and forever to bring down, and it's just this big giant eyesore with quilts and pillows. And we were building this, and we're trying to figure out, because we have a 10 by 10 inline booth. That means that there's no corners. We have a booth to our right and a booth to our left. So we're building our thing, and we're like, man, the bathroom's right behind us. We should probably build a door. If we have a door in here, then we can do at the table all the way across 10 feet of table and block ourselves in. So we built a door in the back, and as we did it, and so we're like, hey, look, it's our secret door. Well, one of my friends basically came, and I said, hey, do you like our secret door? He goes, oh, it's like a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. And then they start singing, and I'm looking at that, I'm like, secret tunnel? What is that from? Yeah. And our friend and Nicole both stopped and looked at me and went, it's Avatar. What are you doing? I'm like, I've never seen it. They're like, how have you never seen this? And I'm like, because I've never seen it. So,
have you since watched any of it?
Yeah. That night, we went back to our Airbnb, and Nicole has a Chromecast, so she plugged in the TV, and we brought it up on her server. She has her server, a Plex server.
Hey, read that.
Yeah. And so she brought it up on her Plex server, and we then watched almost the whole first season over the next 2 days.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So when I got to that episode, I then messaged her and said, okay, I have finally seen the Secret Tunnel episode. Now I am versed with what a secret tunnel is, and the song, the secret tunnel through the mountain.
Yeah.
Secret tunnel. Yeah. So.
But nobody ever sings anything but secret tunnel.
Yeah.
Or big bad battle.
Oh yeah. I usually do that.
So that's and I still haven't seen everything. I think I'm in season 3 now.
I think that might be the best season.
It's
Actually,
pretty
no,
good.
wait.
So I am to the point where the Fire Nation guy, you've learned his whole backstory.
Zuko?
Yeah, you've learned his whole backstory. And I'm trying to think. It's been like a month and a half since I've seen it. But I know I'm like in season 3. So it's good. I only watch it whenever there's nothing on Netflix or Hulu for me to watch. Like I'm caught up on everything. Yeah. Then I'll go and I'll watch it.
I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite shows.
Yeah.
Anyways, my monk, I was like, oh, it'd be fun to do a female monk, and then it just kind of turned into Yang Chen, who's the last airbending avatar before Aang.
Yep.
So like she only really just shows up in like flashbacks and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of where this went.
That is awesome. So for those of you out there, if you have not seen Avatar, you need to see Avatar.
See Avatar.
And now I understand a lot of the memes too. So like the meme where it's like, we really need a show that shows an actual brother-sister relationship. Oh, you mean like Avatar? Well, we need to show a show where people actually take a long time to learn a skill. Oh, you mean like Avatar? And it's like there's like all these things out there of, we need a show that shows this. Oh, you mean like Avatar?
Yeah, it's so good. So good.
Well done, you know?
Not only is it one of the best kids shows ever, I think it's one of the best TV shows ever.
Agreed.
I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna have a piece of candy. Would anyone else like some candy?
Ooh, piece of candy.
Maybe. I'm gonna be rude and have a Tootsie Roll.
Why is that rude? Oh,
Because it's gonna be in my mouth.
Ah. What am I going to have?
Tracy just tossed me something I like.
I'll toss you something. Oh, these are chocolate. What are these? What
Chocolate
kind of
peanuts. There's also a whole thing of banana runs if you're into banana runs.
Bananas.
Chocolate
Oh,
peanuts.
I do like bananas. All right, I'm going to eat some chocolate. And then I'm going to toss this to Andre. Andre, bag. Oops. And I might steal some bananas after. But first, I have to go to the washroom. Is that okay?
No.
Oh,
You're
okay.
not.
I'm staying here forever.
You are not allowed to go to the bathroom.
I'm trapped
yes,
here
go to the bathroom.
forever.
Now, if we were both going for some reason,
Yeah.
I have a be right back thing that I put on my
Oh. And then you can play Girl from Ipanema. Boop, 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 boop.
Why is there a hairbrush in the candy bag?
Why is there?
Because it
candy
travels
in a
with me,
hairbrush
and that's my
then?
travel hairbrush.
Oh, that is
It's very hygienic.
Oh, sorry. I left shit all over the stairs. I'll move that.
Hi. A little head popped up over here because he heard you open the bag. So he looked. So he thinks that he gets something.
What? What?
Can you get my purse?
Where is it?
Right under the ironing board.
Okay. Here.
Thanks.
Do you have something to like clip the chocolate peanut closed?
No. You just have to
Okay.
pass them to me, and I'll leave them laying right there, open. I really should clip them closed. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, just get some chip clips.
All right. Do you guys want something? You're very cute. Hi. All right, come here, Marley. Marley does not like being picked up or being put into laps unless he knows that he's getting something. So this is the only time that he likes being in my lap and being picked up and saying, hi to the camera, say hi. Say hi, I'm so cute. Look at me. I'm a teddy bear. I know you're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, he puts up with it because he knows he's getting a treat. Yes, there you go. You ready to get down? Okay. And Alfred's turn. Oh, say hi. Oh, thank you. I know I'm getting lots of kisses. Are you still afraid of him? Is Andre looking at you weird? You're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, I'm cute. I'm a cutie. I know I'm afraid of everyone that's new because I have half Chihuahua in me. And we're just afraid. You're a good boy. I learned yesterday. So normally, whenever I'm out and about, I will just, I will just throw him into people's arms. Then he's fine. But I discovered Friday when I threw him into Megan's arms, he flipped out and was like, no! He won't do it. Apparently, when we're at home, he won't let me just like throw him into someone's arms. Oh, I didn't realize Soleil was here too, so I need to get a treat for Soleil. You guys good? All right.
Hors d'oeuvres. Why we only live to serve. Hi.
This is yours.
What is that from?
Beauty and the Beast.
What?
Beauty and the
Oh, okay.
Beast. Yeah, that's weird. I know every word to every song from that.
I tend to watch a movie once, and that's it.
Oh, that's very different than me.
Yeah, so you're
So
a
I don't know
normal
like a
person
lot of
like I am.
what?
You're a normal person like I am.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, see, I will watch it over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Now I do want to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 again, just because.
I love that one.
Oh, I love that. I will watch it a second time. That's probably about it. Because I love that so much.
Oh man, I can't imagine watching a movie only twice. That's such a foreign concept to me.
I do both sides. Yep. I did both sides of this one. Yes.
All
Can you
right.
tell I've had practice talking with a Tootsie Pop in my mouth?
Yeah. You guys are bored of me drawing, right? I feel like drawing is boring for people to watch. I just want to make sure. Okay.
No, it is not. It's funny because I've been trying to get Nicole to Twitch stream,
Mhm.
and she goes, no one wants to see me crochet.
Yeah.
It is boring. And so everyone's like, oh, no, we want to see her crochet. We really want to see her crochet. So I went to her house, and I did a stream from her house, and had her on. Hey, Two Wolf, how are you this morning? This is Tracy.
Hi.
Two Wolf is my moderator.
Oh, hi, moderator.
So she keeps people in line.
That's a good idea.
Yes. And so when I was at Nicole's house, I said that on the stream, and everyone's like, no, this is amazing, this is awesome. And then afterwards, she admitted to me, she goes, you know, I didn't realize how fast, I knew I was fast,
Yeah.
but it really looks super fast whenever I'm like, yes, it does. Yes. And people love to watch you. You need to start streaming. She goes, no, I'll just come on yours now and then. It's like, okay.
Well, it's hard because when you do something, right, you're doing it. You don't really have a concept of how other people will interpret it.
Yep.
I don't know if I would want to watch someone doing this.
So Two Wolf Joy Drop is Megan, who was here on Friday. So she started us off with the follow train. So we've got one follow from Megan already. So we just need 4 more to give away a pound of scraps. There we go. Okay, and after this, all of my rows are sewn. I just need to combine them.
I'm not loving how the eyes are looking.
Yeah, and Tracy, normally for Twitch, moderators will do lots of things in chat. They'll do lots of things, interacting, things like that.
Hey.
I am not big enough for that yet. So Two Wolf is an amazing moderator and basically steps in if I need help for stuff.
Mhm.
And she's designed a bunch of really awesome stuff for me,
Oh, that's awesome.
which is super cool. So she's coming to New York Comic Con for a day. So I actually convinced Doug to go sightseeing one day in New York City. And Marley, no. So she's going to actually come down on the bus because she lives in Boston. She's going to come down on the bus for one day so she can enjoy New York City. Enjoy New York Comic Con and use Doug's pass.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 3. Alright, so that one goes up there.
I think I'm ready to color, but it's been a long time since I've used watercolor pencils.
So if you start actually watching Twitch and getting into it for the creative stuff, Tracy,
Mhm.
oh, there are a ton of artists, ton of 2D artists on Twitch Creative. It's amazing. And so if you're starting to do it, you'll see that there's all sorts of really cool things that happen within channels.
Mhm.
And most streamers, whenever they get to like 1,000 or more follows, they'll have a couple of different moderators that'll keep order with everything.
Oh, that is really cool.
In fact, Two Wolf does t-shirt stuff.
Oh, neat. Does she have her own channel as well?
Yes, but she hasn't streamed yet. She's still working on lots of the setup and things like that,
Yeah.
and time, and eventually she will. And nice, fantastic. Oh, I just had someone that is shoot me a message that is also going to be in Creative Corner. So because I've been trying to chat with people about follows and rating and all sorts of things. Marley, the cat is eating. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Leave the cat. I know you're very cute and I love you, but leave the cat alone. I know. I know. Oh. Marley. My husband just messaged me as Alfred down here. Apparently he just realized he can't find him. Come here, Marley. I know. Stop barking. That hurts the speakers. Yes, and then it overloads, it has feedback, and people don't like that. No, you're a good boy though. Alright, I need to iron these. Mike just started watching another stream. Because he was playing Battlefield up there, but now it looks like he's watching a stream.
A creative stream or just a gaming stream?
No, gaming stream. No. Mine's the only creative stream he watches. He doesn't, mostly watches gaming streams. Hey! No. It's not funny anymore. No more barking. No. Oh, dogs. So in this case, I'm ironing my rows. It does not make a difference which way you iron them. If you iron them up, down, whatever. And Cape Hike Fashion. And lamb them 00. Nice. Are they going to be in Creative Corner? Because those are the ones that I'm actually chatting with, is all the Creative Corner people. Here is the... I thought I had it open. I guess I didn't. Oh, there it is. TwitchCon exhibitors. Okay, so you said Cape Hike Fashion. Let me see if they're on there. Let's see. Let's sort by name. Okay, and then, yeah, see, those are the ones that I'm talking to, that I'm doing stuff with. The other people that are going to be in Creative Corner. So let me check Cape Hike. Nope, Cape Hike is not in Creative Corner. Lamb them. Nope. And I am the moon. Nope. None of those people. Awesome. Okay, let's do this. There. There. Whoops. It would help if the bunnies were not upside down. Marley, come here. Come here. Come here. You're in timeout. Look at me. We're still learning how to sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, Cape Hike Fashion is body paint. That's awesome.
Oh, I've heard of her.
Really?
Yeah, she's. I've seen people post like fast-forwarded gifs of her streams to Reddit a couple times. She does like, she basically streams herself doing full body paint. It's really good.
That's really cool. I may have to tune in one time and watch. No, there really is everything on Twitch, Tracy. So if you start doing Twitch, as I have now indoctrinated Megan and Matt. Well, Matt actually watched some, but Megan hasn't. And there's a channel for everything. There's a Bob Ross channel where you can watch Bob Ross paint the entire day. 24 hours, Bob Ross channel. And there are people, they're eating food. There are people basically making or drawing or doing anything that you could imagine.
But people actually want to see other people eat food?
You would be surprised. You would be surprised. So Two Wolf, I'm super proud of myself. I figured out how to screen share her screen all by myself.
Yay!
Didn't have to get my husband involved. I figured it out. And yes, I'm standing while I'm sewing because the dog is on my chair in timeout.
Cool Cat is only on the weekends. I'm saying Cool Cat because I don't know what else to call that. Alright, Jon Snow where?
Bob Ross is on weekends, not the cat.
Oh,
It's supposed to
okay.
be, yeah. Bob Ross.
I thought the cat was on the weekend.
Oh, so the Bob Ross channel isn't during the week? It's only on the weekends? I didn't know that. I thought it was all the time.
Wait, is it actual Bob Ross? Or is it just
Yes.
a show?
No, it's a show.
Okay.
But it's still Bob Ross
That's true.
on Twitch. So, in figuring out ideas for patterns, one of the ideas that we have is Bob Ross. Doing a pixelated Bob Ross.
That's really cute. I like that.
And then his name, of course, would be the Happy Painter.
Aww.
But it's a matter of if Nicole can get enough inspiration to create a sprite.
I actually really like my surface. I find, so for me, the most important thing was I needed to find a way to be able to do my work on my commute. So I got a new job recently that I love to absolute bits and pieces, but it is an hour and a half each way. That is
Oh,
3
God.
hours on public transit. It's terrible. And,
Oh, my Lord.
But the
That-
job is a really good job. And it was this challenge of, should I take this job and have this awful commute, or, try and find something else? So I bought the Surface, and I found I've been really, really productive on my subways. So it sucks. The 3-hour commute each day is not the best thing in the world, but it's portable, and I love that. And
That's horrible.
Yeah.
No, it's... My commute is 10 seconds.
yeah.
I wake up, I get my coffee, I come downstairs.
I want that in my life. But I sort of have that with my creative stuff. So
Yeah,
when
with
I'm
the
doing-
convention things that
Yeah.
you do.
And when I'm doing convention work, then I get to stay home all day, and it's great. And then my other job is part-time, so I get to do this part-time and that part-time.
So is it the teaching job that's full-time, or is it the...
It's the teaching job that's part-time. So
The
it's just a
part-time,
part-time
okay.
job, and then
Okay.
I do this stuff,
Okay.
the other part. I mean, as much as I would love for the teaching job to be full-time, they won't hire me full-time yet. Yeah, so that was me talking about my Surface.
Yeah, no. Nope, and that's what I was talking about with the Twitch stuff. I'm like, yeah, you'll notice. We're just kind of talking and reacting, and the next thing you know, stories will come up, and... I was talking to Megan Friday night when we were out to dinner about, because I gave her the same warning I gave you of be very careful because this is going to the world. You can tell stories, but they need to be PG, and then you can't be talking about people, and yeah. So she says, so all that night she kept going, okay, so I really wanted to tell this story, and then she'd tell the story, and of course we'd be sitting there laughing hysterically. There's a school that teaches people to be like to be Bob Ross like artists. That is amazing. There's a BuzzFeed video of non-painters who listen to Bob Ross and try to follow along. It's hilarious.
And here I will draw a happy little bush.
Happy little bush.
That's my happy little bush.
Oh, look at all these happy trees. It's a happy tree, happy tree. So I guess if you're not watching, if you're just listening, you're just like putting smiley faces on everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the color on this.
Alright, so I made this little cloud around Jon Snow's head for where I wanted his hair to end. But now it's just getting in my way. So here I am going back and erasing it.
Oh. So that's what that thing was?
Yeah, the big thing around his head was sort of about where I wanted the hair to be.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
It's neat because you saw
I'm
it
not an
before.
artist, so I don't know things. Oh, you're laughing at my t-shirt?
Yeah.
Nah.
Should I show it?
Sure.
Whatever.
What does it say?
It's scrap therapy. Therapy in session. That's what it says. And it's a lady doing lots of quilting.
Can't tell if this is visible enough.
Yeah. That's what they're laughing at.
Yeah, it's neat because you got to see it from the start of the day when it was a rough sketch of shapes to now it's kind of shaded and kind of more face-like. And
Stay there, Marley. You're in timeout. That's why I'm standing. We don't want him to continue to bark at the cat. Oh, the cat's sleeping again, so he'll probably is fine. Okay. You can get back down again. That's a good boy.
I'll volunteer my hand if you want.
I volunteer as tribute.
You know what I should do?
What should you do?
Megan, let me know if you want to do this. When I hit 500, when I hit 500 followers, I'm going to do a charity stream where I'm going to make one of my quilts start to finish.
Yeah.
Entire day. So cutting, piecing, sewing, pinning, quilting, binding.
Mm-hmm.
And all the money that gets donated that day is going to go to charity. And then all the people that donate will get a chance to win the quilt that I make that day, no matter where you are in the world. We could do a quilt off.
I think that is a good idea.
Have Megan come over and make one of my designs the same time that I make mine. I'd have to set another table up back there. Or I can move, I can give her this right here. Clear that off, and because I've got 2 more cutting mats in that big box right there. That's what's in that box, is 2 more cutting mats. And then have 2 quilts. Do a quilt off.
I think it's cheating though, because you do quilts on a regular basis.
Well, of course I'd win. But
I want to make a competition where I know I'm gonna win.
That's what I do.
Or I could give her the, she wants to do it. So I could give her the Pac-Man, which is the easiest one in the world, and I could take one of the harder ones. But yeah, no, it's seeing that I can learn how to quilt.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's 2 of Adobe used to have a channel when they had different people in all the time, but they ended up the channel about 6 months ago.
Oh,
I wonder why they ended it.
You know what would also be neat? If you had people on here who have never, ever, ever quilted. Like some of your artist friends who have never even touched a sewing machine, and then you have them do a quilt.
Hey, you want to come quilt it?
I feel like that would be humorous.
If you want to come over one day and do that, we can do that.
Oh my god, I would love that. That would be so funny.
Except you actually have sewn a bunch before.
I've sewn costumes.
Completely different.
Yeah.
If you know, and that's my patterns, I actually aim them to cosplayers.
Yeah.
Because I assume they know how to use a sewing machine, but they've never quilted, which is completely different.
Yeah.
Most quilt patterns assume you know all things quilting, and you know all the terminology. I try not to do that.
Oh, my computer's thinking.
So I actually explain terminology. I even explain what the right side or wrong side of fabric is, which is important.
Yeah. Oh, Joy Drop says, I want to do it. I could also do like an apron or stocking tutorial. That would be cute, an apron tutorial, because I really
could totally
want a
do that. That'd
frilly
be fine.
apron. Or nerdy apron. Oh, I need a nerdy apron.
She makes them. She makes and sells them.
Oh, that is awesome.
What did I want to do? Oh, oh yeah, I wasn't happy with how this eye was looking. Let's go back to 8 pixels.
Like 50 style hostess full and half nerd apron. That's cool.
Yeah. I love those ideas.
Yeah, no, it's actually USA Chan. It's really funny how when you talk about right side, wrong side, there's so many people that just don't get it. Especially with batiks. There is no right side or wrong side to a batik.
You done?
Oh, yawn. Who's a yawn?
Oh, did she do a pouting of, you stopped. I didn't want you to stop.
Oh.
Oh, she's going back to sleep.
Oh, Andre's so happy with the kitten.
Our cat at home has started to be very particular. Oh, sorry, puppy. Be very particular about who she wants pets from.
Oh, really?
And Andre's not too thrilled because sometimes she'll come and she'll want a pet from me and not from him.
Aww.
Yeah. She hurt his feelings.
Aww. Alright, here is the final line. So the quilt is done. I just need to add the border on.
Amazing. Oh, and the batting later, right?
No.
No?
Well, that's later on.
Okay, yeah.
That's when that's a whole other thing. But the top will be done.
Okay. See, I'm learning.
No, backing and batting I will do later.
Alright. The extent of my quilt knowledge is basically what I overhear Tony talking about.
Yeah, because every now and then we're next to each other at conventions, so she hears my spiel over and over and over and over.
That's okay, because you also know everything here is made with real Swarovski crystals and blah 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 blah.
Yep. And I do them from found items and.
It's all made from found objects and charms, and I do all the soldering and welding for them.
I would like a quilt-inspired purse.
Aww.
I actually used to make quilt bags, like quilt these.
Oh, I remember these.
Oh yeah, hey, look at all that hair on there, all that doggy hair.
Mm.
Yeah, so I used to make quilt bag things, but then I would have to charge a minimum of $50, and no one wanted to pay $50 for that.
Yep.
So now I just use them for all my crap.
Two Wolf says, I do a lot of coding and graphic stuff. Not sure if it's good to stream. Well, I wasn't sure if doodling or drawing like what I'm doing was good to stream. Apparently it is.
I know of a guy who, I don't know if he does it anymore, but he used to stream League of Legends, and while waiting in queue, he would stream himself coding chatbots for his Twitch chat.
That's
This
funny.
was years
That's
ago,
awesome.
though.
Who was it?
Guardsman Bob, I think was his name. He's not really active anymore that I know of.
Hi, Soleil. Nothing else is going on here.
Jon Snow's hair is beautiful. I wish I had hair like this.
There we go. Alright, top is done.
Wow.
Okay, so
Yay.
let's do border. So this is 42 inches. Let's see if I...
Hi, puppy.
No, I'm doing a 2-inch border.
Well, thank you for the kisses.
So like,
No, other one.
Marley.
Yeah. Marley's the little brown one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Marley kisses.
Wow, I'm impressed that you got Marley kisses.
I'm very proud of you, Marley. Oh, who's a Ninja Turtle? Oh, who has Renaissance artists? Oh, look at that. This is a full-on cuddle now.
He is getting a lot better, which is amazing.
Who's improving? Unlike Rhubarb. Oh, Rhubarb's getting better too. Now she doesn't hide under the bed when we have a guest. She just hides in the bedroom.
Yeah, no, that's the nice thing about this one, Megan, is that it is basic square block quilts like this. Super fast to make. Haha! It does fit. End to end. Fantastic. Okay, let me iron these. I was seeing if I had to sew together more than one piece in order to make it long enough, and I do not. I can just use this. Marley, I'm very proud. Do you like people coming over? Are you getting more social? Now we just need to get Alfred more social. Well, because Tara comes over and goes shopping in my basement, Barkenstein Designs. So so some of the fabric that she uses for her collars and her leashes. She will be streaming with me eventually. She is 8.5 months pregnant. I don't know if you noticed.
I did not notice actually.
Yes, she's about to
Good for
pop.
her. Oh man.
And yeah, so she's due next month. And so I basically, when she gets to the point where she's going to pass off the baby and not have to worry about the baby and can leave the baby for hours, then she's going to come stream with me.
Nice.
You can make You can make the panels for a quilt. Use those for the purse pattern, depending on. Yeah, that's a good idea. Tigger's terrified. She'll let her ran like the wind. That's one of her cats.
T-I double G-er. That's how you spell Tigger.
Now I am doing the easy lazy method of the borders.
I like easy lazy methods.
Yes. Easy lazy method. I just lay down the piece of fabric and pin it. Bless you. And then iron it and trim it. The way you're supposed to do borders is you measure the left side, you measure the right side, you take the average of the two, and then you cut your strip that size. It's a little bit longer. What that does is it squares up your quilt to make sure that it is the same size. Honestly, mine is only ever an inch off at most. It doesn't bother me. So I do the lazy, fast way. And now for the other side. Oh, there it is. I'm like, where'd my green go? USA Chan says, bless you.
Thank you.
Someone says, one of my cats will hide until you've been around for a while and will give out treats. Then both cats will rub and love you to death.
Aww.
Yeah.
Our cat is not food motivated at all.
No, she is snuggle motivated, but only with mommy. If mommy comes home, it's snuggle time. If dad comes home, it's, are you gonna feed me yet?
That's
Ours, you haven't heard her meow. She has the loudest, most horrible meow because she can't hear herself.
Oh.
So in the mornings or in the evenings when it's dinner time or breakfast time, she'll go meow, meow. Like, it's so loud. It's horrible.
Oh, kitten.
And she doesn't like wet food, and she doesn't like treats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's weird. She just likes her food when she wants it.
Yeah, with our cat, we basically just make sure there is food available, and she eats whenever she feels like it.
Oh.
Well, we did that at first, and then she got really fat.
It says,
So
Angela has a cat that will go on his hind legs and start climbing your body for cuddles until he is in your arms. That sounds amazing.
Mm. shy cat will beg for treats. She looks like a chipmunk on her. Oh my gosh. So she stands up on her rear legs. Look, that's so cute. That is so stinking cute. Okay, again, if you guys have pictures of your animals, you're more than welcome to share them. I do not have any bans on links in my chat. You can share pictures. We do like animal pictures. Look at that, it is 12:50. I'm gonna finish this quilt just before 1 o'clock.
Oh my god, is it actually 12:50?
Yeah, it's 12:50 already. It's almost 1 o'clock. It's almost time for the end of the stream. And your long drive back to Toronto.
Yay!
Well,
Oh.
stopping at my parents' place on the way.
Man, and I'm not even done this drawing. See, a lot of people say, oh yeah, your stuff is really sketchy. It's probably really quick. I mean, yes, it's sketchy because that's my aesthetic, but it still takes a long time to kind of play at and
Pictures!
spend a while doing it.
Aww.
What a kitten. Oh, kitten. Oh, kittens.
Aww. I like the little wheelbarrow bed thing that they're in. That's cute. I was reading something on Facebook yesterday about cats with weird markings.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the surprise cat, you have Hitler cat,
Yeah.
you have cat within a cat. It looked like there's a cat shape
Yeah.
on top. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. My husband loves Cat Saturday.
Cat Saturday? Is that like Cat Saturday?
You really don't do social media, do you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm
You
very
need
bad
to
at
do
that.
social media. I keep smacking you. You need to do. So on Instagram and Tumblr and other places, Cat
Yeah.
Saturday is where everyone posts things of cats.
Oh, okay.
So you
yeah.
get all sorts of cats.
So every day of my life.
It's a garden wagon that we use for shopping since neither of us. Oh, that's cool. I like how the cats have then made a bed in it.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm like, where'd my scrap go? Alright, so then I'll iron, trim, put on the other side of borders, and then I am done. And we were going to call it a stream.
Alright.
So how much? Oh yeah, look at all that.
Curly wavy hair. Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah. So the straight line down, is that a scar?
Yeah.
He's got a scar on the show?
I think so, yeah. He does in this reference picture, although because I'm basing it
That's
off of this specific
Probably
picture,
from one of the later seasons.
I'll probably go back and look at other pictures of
And
him,
compare?
and if he doesn't have the scar, I'll take out the scar.
Oh, just so you get like a generalized picture of him?
Yeah. I figure it'll be better to do from a reference and then tweak rather than start adjusting beforehand.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So you're going to completely finish it off using that same reference photo,
Yeah.
and then you'll go back and...
Yeah, and adjust
Yeah.
anything I need to change. That's the really nice part of doing things digitally.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think the scar came after a certain event that I don't want to mention because spoilers.
Yes, yes. We avoid spoilers.
There was
On
a
my
certain
stream.
event.
Oh my gosh, so last night, so we went to see Super Art Fight.
Yeah.
At, for their 7 o'clock show.
How was it?
Amazing. Because Super Art Fight. And yeah, if you guys haven't seen Super Art Fight, you really need to Google it. It is stinking amazing. So we were talking about something, and someone was drawing something on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and someone screamed out, "Spoilers! What are you doing?" And then the announcers and the fans all had this long discussion of, okay, how long is it until you can't yell spoilers, where you basically should have this knowledge.
When a season ends. after a season ends, I think then it is sort of, and I don't mean, the day after it ends. I mean, once a season has aired and it's gone over, then you can't complain about spoilers unless it is a specific circumstance.
So I think the consensus last night was, eventually he does yes. So I think the general consensus was 1 month after it is released to the public.
Okay.
So, for example, a movie, 1 month after it's on Blu-ray or DVD. For a TV show, 1 month after it airs. So it gives people enough time to see it. Because what if someone is claustrophobic or they have social anxiety and they can't go to the theater?
Yeah.
They have to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray or DVD. Oh, I got so angry at one of my husband's friends because I watch all of my television through Hulu and Netflix.
Yeah.
So on Hulu, you cannot watch it to the next day. So this week was the finale of America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my husband's friends, the next, that night, an hour after it airs, goes, "Oh my God, it's amazing! This person won!"
Oh. Yeah.
Thanks, Dex.
It's the worst.
It's horrible. I'm so mad.
I always have to.
Because I didn't even have the opportunity to watch it yet. I couldn't until the next day.
I have to avoid my family sometimes when things air.
Yeah. Oh no. Like whenever Survivor happens, I cannot go on the internet the next day until I watch the finale.
Yeah.
Because it is all over the place. Or like Bachelor or Bachelorette or stuff like that. I cannot open my mail, look at the internet, do anything the next day until I have gone on and watched it.
It's like Game of Thrones too, though. When this season was airing, you had to be really careful to avoid spoilers.
Are you showing us baby penguins? Baby penguins!
Oh.
Sorry, I squealed. I think I overloaded it.
Oh.
Baby penguins.
Baby penguins.
Oh, that's so cute. That is from the Boston Aquarium.
We don't
Baby
have
penguins
penguins in our aquarium.
Any babies are cute. Unless they're spiders.
I'm not a
No.
big fan of human babies as much.
Really?
Not as much.
I don't want to hold them. But
Yeah.
they're cute.
I think it really depends on the baby. I mean, you always tell the parent they're cute. But do you always really mean it?
No.
You know what? They really are ugly babies.
There are very ugly babies out there. And you don't tell someone their baby's ugly, but some babies are just ugly.
Oh, that's funny. And especially if the parents go, "Oh my God, aren't they adorable? They're so cute." And you're thinking, yeah, your child is ugly.
I'm so sorry, child.
Yeah, no, Two Wolf agrees. No spiders. No spiders.
I too do not like spiders.
All right, it's coming to a close, everyone. I guess we're not going to hit our 5 follows. I'm sorry. Oh, the collective all. Yeah, but there's always tomorrow. So, streaming schedule for the week. I've got it below. I've got, this is all my end of stream business.
Yeah.
The business. Tomorrow is my early morning stream. As you guys know, when I'm home in my studio, I try to have at least one early morning stream to accommodate all of the lovely Europeans watching me at a decent time. So tomorrow's the early morning stream. I will be here at 9 a.m. I think I'm doing quilt kits. I've got to figure that one out. Tuesday and Wednesday are my evening streams, so it'll be the 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. And then Thursday and Friday will be my afternoon streams, 1 to 4. As always, if I get 5 followers, I will give you guys a pound of scraps to one person watching. So, yay, scraps!
Yay.
Scraps are fun. And... oh, I'll see you later, Hannah. Thanks for popping in. Two Wolf says my son was ugly as a newborn. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm sure he's beautiful now, though. Newborns are always ugly.
Yeah, I like the end of stream mumble jumble time. Yes, it's the mumble jumble because I have problems as Tracy, I'm sure you know, articulating what I'm thinking sometimes. Like, and you've been there where I'm looking at you going,
Words.
You're my friend. You see me in those situations.
Yep.
So, of course, that happens a lot when I stream. And I can't think of end of stream business sometimes. So, it has been dubbed the end of stream mumble jumble time.
I like that.
Oh, I am not streaming next Saturday. Saturday, I'll be driving all day because Doug is coming in from Illinois into Baltimore. So I have to be down in Baltimore by 7 o'clock because that's when his plane comes in. So I won't be streaming at all on Saturday unless we do a last minute late night stream of the unboxing stream. So the unboxing stream will be either Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It all depends on, is his flight on time, how tired I am, how tired he is, all of that stuff. Sunday, I am 90% sure we're going to live stream from Renfest. So it will be the Maryland Renaissance Festival. I will not be streaming any of the performances, any of the singing, any of that stuff, unless I am able to talk to them ahead of time and get permission. Because I do not want to stream someone's artwork unless they want me to.
And we as artists appreciate that.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
So it's so I will, but I'm sure you will be seeing lots of oyster shooters, mead. Yes, the general things. Oh, and it is and it's Pirate Weekend.
Oh,
Pirate Weekend.
I like that. I like that.
So yeah, so it's so it all depends. And then Monday we will do some kind of stream, whether it's we do the unboxing if we haven't done it by then, or please post on Facebook to let me know. Okay, yeah, no, I will as soon as oh, I didn't get the schedule for this week on Facebook. Dang it, I put it here, but I didn't put it on Facebook. Thanks for the reminder. I'll do that as soon as I finish USA Chan. I'll put it on Facebook for now until Friday. But yeah, no, I'll definitely put the schedule on Facebook and let you guys know. Yeah, yesterday I did the thing about announcing that you're going to be here and all that other stuff. I did it on Twitch. I forgot to copy it and paste it on Facebook.
Also, someone said something about soft shell blue crabs.
Oh, that is I don't like soft shell blue. I like the hard. I like regular crabs. They don't have a lot of the crabs themselves at the Renfest just because of it's not part of the atmosphere. So they have regular Renfest food, but they do have a seafood place there that does crab dip, and they do oysters right from the Chesapeake Bay. So it's really, really good, and we love it. It's, if I'm able to, you know what, that's an idea. I think you just gave me an idea too, Wolf. On Monday, I may take Doug to eat crabs. And we can stream it. We can stream him trying to eat Maryland crabs. I don't like soft shell. It's weird. It weirds me out. So soft shell crabs are, if you imagine a crab, they grow too big for their shells and they leave their shells.
Okay.
Well, whenever they leave the shells, they now have a soft exoskeleton around them. And if they're caught at that point, they have no shells. It's so they just cook them, the whole thing, and you eat them just like that.
Okay.
To me, it's a mental thing of I'm eating everything. I'm eating the innards. I'm eating the legs. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a mental thing for me. So I can't do soft shell. But they're very popular and people love them. Oh yeah, if you lived in Virginia Beach, you've probably had plenty of crabs. So yeah, I may take Doug there. But if we don't do any of that stuff, then I'll probably be working and I'll have him play Splatoon and he can stream Splatoon.
Yeah.
But we will definitely do some kind of stream next Sunday, Monday. Because New York Comic Con, I haven't streamed from there. I do not know how the signal's going to be. I'm going to try to do a setup stream like I always do at conventions, where you can watch me building my monstrosity. But remember, Dragon Con had horrible reception, and I was not able to stream it. It kept it kept erroring out. So I'm hoping we can do the setup stream from New York, but there's a possibility we can't. And then, of course, depending upon my signal with my phone, we may or may not do streams from New York Comic Con. Because I can always give Doug my phone to go around and do some streams. Or I can give Two Wolf my phone, go around and do some streams. Because you guys will be there.
Yeah, he's coming along.
I am super happy. I had all the fabric I needed. And I didn't have to order anything. Because I was afraid I would have had to order some of this fabric to offset everything.
Oh.
But I actually had all the fabric that matched this perfectly. So I didn't have to worry about it. Alright, let me trim these. I will show you guys the finished product.
Yeah, but it's cheating when you do it because you make everything look fast. Takes a lot longer to do it when you're not Tony.
Yeah. But again, years and years and years of work. The more you do something, the faster you get at it.
Exactly.
And I literally sew like 80 hours a week.
Sorry, you got to see a big Tracy on.
Well, the tea I gave you has no caffeine in it.
Yeah. Oh, that explains it. And I didn't have coffee this morning because
Yes.
I'm silly.
Alright. Quilt is done.
Oh, nice. I see now why the green, because it matches the scarves on the bunnies.
And some of the hats.
Yeah.
So I will show you guys the close-up of the bunnies. So see the bunnies. So I pulled the red and the gray and the green from the bunnies. So yay!
Yay.
Quilt top is done.
Woo.
Are you at a stopping point or do you want a few more minutes with yours?
I'm at a good stopping point, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'll have my DSLR picture. Oh, fantastic. So yay!
Yay!
So let's see. I know we have Two Wolf, we have Megan, we have USA Chan. Let's see who is streaming. Who should I host? We've got Imperial Girl is streaming Overwatch. So if you guys want to watch some Overwatch, we can do that. Let's see, Metamancer and Harry Vamp are streaming in my things. Oh, no, Metamancer's not. It's just the end of the thing. Harry Vamp. It looks like... Nope, it's the end of the stream for her too. Oh, streaming soon. So Haru Vamp is streaming soon. So Metamancer just stopped. Hi, Wiccan Dreamer. How are you? Fantastic. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, we're just finishing up our stream for today. I will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow I will be here, 9 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, my evening streams. Thursday, Friday are my afternoon streams. So my schedule's down below if you want to see everything. I was just about to pick someone to go and host if you guys want to go raid them. So, fantastic. Awesome. Yep, probably. It is, so where do you guys want me to, yeah, and if we're like right about, we can always, fantastic. Oh, and thank you very much for the follow. I super appreciate it. And I need to go and shoot you one as well. Where how do I joy drop? Okay, so don't go anywhere yet, Megan. Oh, you're on your phone. That's right. You probably can't. Yeah. So who do you guys want to watch? Do you want to watch Imperial Girl playing Overwatch or Haru Vamp? We really can't raid her, but she's a German cosplayer. So do you want to watch her? You want to watch him cosplay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so I am going to say goodnight. We're not going to do a raid today, unfortunately, because she hasn't actually started her stream.
Yep.
But I'm going to go ahead and host her. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. I super appreciate it. Thank you to Tracy, my guest today,
Thank you.
doing all the drawing.
Yay.
So I will be back to just myself with normal quilting kits, everything else first thing in the morning. So I love you guys. Thank you again for joining us.
Bye.